Man, I really did not pick some appropriate music for the beginning of the stream. This is not a happy Zelda time. This week was a bit weird. Oh. Quick minute at the schedule. Do you think I have the effort required to go and edit that goddamn schedule? I will suffer under the late posts. Okay, the stream is an hour later than usual. I do have a good reason for it though. I was looking up shit, which I think is important. I think as far as news streams being late, that is a pretty good one. Let me really quick grab this. Yeah. Where's my chat? Where's my chat? My chat's dead. Oh no, there it is. I found it. Okay, I think we're here. I'm not late, I'm here. Hello. It is I. Panusi. Oh, how are we going? Yeah, so I was late because... Oh, thanks, Stream Elements. I'm glad you're here on time. I was late because I ended up discovering a few things before I went live. Again. One of them, it will be a similar situation to last week where I'll cover it, but I might have to look into it. The other one is the one from last week that we kind of covered that I looked into. So I've been down a few VTuber Twitter rabbit holes, alright? It's been a hell of a day. But I do think I have a decent grasp of the situations from last week that I wasn't sure about. You can just give us your hilariously uninformed takes. Look, I'd be very bad if I critiqued people for not looking into things and having biased opinions if I didn't do my own research. So, you know, it's an unfortunate thing that comes with the job. Wow, there's a granola bar. It's not an X-hole, shut up. I saw someone in chat call them the X-Files. I think, oh wait, no, it was Cold. Cold cut my head off yesterday in stream. It was kind of sad. Man usurped me. I don't really want... What the fuck is this on my stream? I feel like I need to show you guys this. I feel like I need to show you the kind of shit that pops up on my Twitter feeds.
I'm no longer broke, so you get $2 per message now.
Thank you.
Said something wrong in the short. Zen's song wasn't an original song. It's a cover of I Really Want to Stay at Your House by Rosa Walton.
What? One thing you donate $2 just to tell me I'm fucking wrong? I thought she said it was an original. Oh, I'm a moron. It is a cover. It says it in the fucking title. I just misspoke. Okay. I'm an idiot. This is why, like I was just talking about being accurate and then I'm wrong. I'm sure that's not gonna cause a lot of angry comments. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's because we talked about this in VC. Yeah, I know. Like, I think I knew. I think it was just a misspeak because Mika also had an original song, so I just lumped them together and then I just misspoke. Let me fucking pin a comment really quick. Fuck, man. We're doing IRL accuracy. Let me edit the pinned comment. This is me writing my apology video. Don't worry. Yeah. Let me fuck. I have to post it on TikTok as well. It says it on the fucking... I put it on the screen as well and I still misread it. Fuck me, alright. Yeah, there we go. Let's hope the comments are merciful. And don't immediately annihilate me. What was I going to show? Oh yeah, I was going to show you my fucking... Hang on. I was going to show you my goddamn feed. We're starting off strong with my goddamn accuracy. Look at the kind of shit I get on my Twitter feed. This is what I just opened it up to. What am I looking at here? I love Kawa management. What? Hello? This is why I don't open up my Twitter on stream. I feel like this is safe enough, but goddamn. I open up Twitter to start talking about drama and I'm greeted with shoe alien sex, which is bye-bye monetization. But if you think any of these streams are ever monetized, especially after some of the shit we're going to be talking about today, you are. That is not me. That is the alien meme that's being going around. It's actually my face reveal. Oh. Anyway. So, what do we want to cover first? We have the big one, which is the whole Vtuber news saga thing that's been going on. With like the what you call it, the marina and the energy drink and the Khyo, and then everybody on Twitter having opinions about everything. Or you just do the news thing. Okay, we'll start with that. We'll start off with the bad shit and we'll end strong. Right. So we talked about this kind of last week, right? And I didn't really have an informed opinion because I wasn't entirely sure what was happening. I kind of learned about it literally like an hour before stream, and I didn't have the necessary information to really feel comfortable like outing anybody, but I've done my reading. I went down the rabbit hole. I dived down that shit, and I'm ready to give you guys the backstory that I could at least dig up, right? So we have to go back in time. We have to have a flashback episode, right? About 2 years ago, I believe, there was, they're still around in the community, but there was a VTuber named Taiga, right? And some accusations came out in the form, as always, of like a Google Doc, kind of outing him, or accusing him, I should say, of a bunch of shit, from like racism to grooming to pedophilia and all that shit, right? And I've went back and I tried to find as much information as I could about it. However, a shit ton of the documents from around that time are just gone. Like, I clicked on a Google Doc today and it gave me a thing that was like, this has been removed for violating Google's terms of services. I didn't even know Google Docs had a terms of service. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know Google could just remove your document for being like bad, but one of the 645 times up. Thank you, cool. I forgive you for cutting off my head. There we go. So it was gone. There was a few that were around, and the gist I got, right, is that there was a bunch of DMs like from him, from his Discord, from one of his mods, detailing him saying some pretty weird shit. But then another doc came out later, kind of countering the claims, and kind of the general gist was that the accusations of him actually having done like illegal shit were false, or at least the claim to be false. And most of what he said was that he made those DMs when he was kind of just leaving high school, so he was like 18, and while he regrets them and he would never say them again, they were just edgy jokes for the time. Now, again, a lot of the information is missing. I couldn't get a full read on it, and I don't know that I'm in a place to, condemn or acquit. That's a good fucking word. Anyone of any like wrongdoing, right? I don't know, because I don't have all the information. I wasn't there. It was a year before I was really in the VTubing community, so I wasn't there. I don't have any first-hand sources. I've never spoken to the guy, never really covered him. I'm just putting it here for context because it's very relevant to the later parts of this, right? But anyway, Marina was one of the people that did and has kind of sort of continued to kind of raise awareness of like what he was accused of and upload and post that document accusing him of the things that people are certain he did, right? And the ultimate problem with this situation, right, is that whoever's in the right and whoever's in the wrong kind of hinges on whether Taiga is as much of a monster as that document made him out to be, right? Because from Marina's point of view, right, if someone is in the VTuber community that is like that dangerous and is a pedophile and is grooming and all that and sending, unsolicited sexual messages to minors, right, that is absolutely someone you don't want in the community. That's someone you should be trying to out and making sure that they don't get a community of their own, right? So in that sense, bringing it up over and over would be justified. However, if they're innocent, like the document that they posted and sort of countering it is true, then repeatedly posting fake accusations and false and spreading information that this person is XYZ would be constituted as harassment. So you have these two things, and they entirely hinge on like whether you think Taiga was sort of guilty of the accusations or not, right? And the problem is then that both sides feel equally justified, right? Because people on Taiga's side feel that they're defending a guy from being harassed for shit he didn't do, and the people on the other side feel that they're trying to kick out a dangerous individual from the community. Case in point, it's a very difficult situation, right? Like, and so the people on this sort of defending harassment side are like, there's a lot of thing of someone who may or may not be guilty, basically, yeah. And the problem with that situation is, like, on one hand, if someone's not guilty of something, if they've not been proven guilty, then you don't really punish them for you're innocent until proven guilty. However, as we've seen with the community a lot, groomers and those kind of unsavory people don't necessarily always get like legal or official reprimands, and sometimes it is up to the community to self-moderate and like kick them out when they're being dangerous. So you have these two kind of sides, and again, I don't know, because I'm not, half the documents were missing when I went to look for them. I wasn't around at the time. I'm not in a position to judge either way. I'm just giving you the backstory so that you kind of understand where this situation came from. I think the Taiga thing is old news. There's a false video about it. There's a Khyo video about it. If you really want to go back in time and revisit it, you can. Personally, I think it happened years ago. I think people have already made their, like, decisions about it, and it's not really my place at the moment to sort of pass judgment, right? Original document and the current document best leave the community to decide. Basically my point. And the amount of information that has now been deleted is comical. Hey, False. Yeah, so because False was around. False is probably a better source of information. I wasn't around really at the time it happened. So before stream today, like that's what I was doing all day, that's why I streams late, is I was looking for like the original source documents. They're all fucking gone, so I can't find any original information. So I'm going off of like screenshots and tweets, the few documents that survived, videos made at the time. Oh, so yeah, hi, False. Oh, False, I saw your podcast with like some ordinary gamer and Nux and stuff. It's pretty cool. Trust no one, not even yourself. Don't, literally, the Vtuber community, any goddamn week. You think someone's cool, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, hang on, what the fuck? False, have you seen the shit with the, I think it's True? I found out about that just before stream again. I don't have all the information on it. I don't know how to form an opinion with a false ID video to give me all the information first, man. Not fair. We'll talk about that later. That was a whole fucking mess. But yeah, so I'm lacking critical information. I don't have the source files. Hey Talado. How we going? But there's the context, right? That was like the context leading into the glitch. This one, here it is. The Glitch Marina partnership kind of thing, which is like giving them a code. Kind of like GamerSups you see with like Lopi and whatnot, right? So, this happened, and then as you see, oh, I think they changed it. No, wait. Yeah, so there's a lot of hidden replies here. And we went over this, we looked at this last week, but the gang's all here. Oh god, we've assembled the news Avengers. There's a lot of people calling essentially Glitch and Marina out for what they viewed as harassment.
Just got my first paycheck at my new job.
Yo,
so
AJ, thank you for the super chat. There is no numbral tax, but thank you anyway. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm also glad you got a new job. Congrats, man. There was also, she was one of the people that was very outspoken about the whole Hogwarts Legacy thing, which people have, I will say, people kind of, I saw a lot of tweets saying that Marina harassed people for the Hogwarts Legacy thing. I couldn't find any corroborating evidence of that. She did make tweets saying that she wasn't happy with it as a game and that she wasn't thrilled that people are playing it and kind of speaking out against it. I didn't see anything that to me would constitute harassment, but that might just be another case of, you know, loss to the internet history, you know, documents or whatnot. Personally, I saw a lot of claims for shit. I didn't see a lot of evidence for shit. You're allowed to disagree with her, but I don't think you can just call it harassment. But that's the whole Hogwarts thing, right? She didn't know I was following her at the time. Yeah, I didn't see anything that I would personally constitute harassment. It just seemed like someone making their opinion heard and people disagreeing with it. But with the whole Pikami graduation and then the Silvervale crying thing and all that happening at the time, you have some very heightened emotions from people that are like, oh my god, anyone who spoke out against it harassed Mayoshi, which just isn't true. Soren, there is no numbral tax, but thank you for the super chat. Wait, what is this heart? Wait, I can heart... Wait. Guys, look. Do you guys see that? I can like heart the... I can heart the super chat. We see it. Huh. That is new. Have you guys seen that before? I've never seen that before. I've been hearted. Congratulations. I didn't know it was a thing. Anyway, thank you for the super chats, guys. So moving on, the basic sort of premise, right, is that there's a lot of people that aren't happy with Marina, who don't like her, who don't approve of her opinions, and think very disapprovingly of her, essentially. So when this was announced, there's a lot of people sort of replying that were less than happy, pulled a Bud Light and got someone that participated in Hogwarts Legacy harassment with 1,700 likes.
Reminder to use stream elements because fuck YouTube.
Thank you, Mars. But then you don't get the cool heart. Yo, sorry. Thank you. I saw that before. I can heart that. I can heart them preemptively. So the ratio is fucking huge. Like 300 likes, 670 reposts, and 1,700 likes on this reply. Congratulations, Soren. Remember, I said your name as well, Soren. Tao's dead. I killed him. And there's also been a lot of people that have sort of disapproved of the way she tends to block people that she disagrees with. And oh, hey, Tao. But again, it's... Oh, there's a whole girlfriend review thing. Again, this is old drama that is kind of hard to cover comprehensively considering it happened like months ago. However, basically, there's people that don't like her. They have never liked her. They don't like her because she spoke out. They accuse her of harassment. I didn't see any harassment. However, she does have a tendency of sort of maybe inserting herself into online... I wouldn't call it drama because it's a very serious kind of issue, but she's very outspoken, and I think that can grind a lot of gears, especially when you disagree with her. Full transparency. I don't necessarily agree with her take on the Hogwarts Legacy thing back then. I understand where it came from, but it wasn't the opinion I held. But I think a lot of people saw that and were like, yeah, she harassed people and she's the cause of Silverville crying and Pikami graduating and everything wrong with the world. That's the information I'm going off of. I've seen a lot of shit get thrown. I've not seen much proof. But there we go. There's the backstory. Outspoken and critical, which puts you in the waters of controversy. Yeah. I just wish people would stop labeling every time someone speaks out against something as harassment. You know, like, harassment isn't just a catch-all term that you can use anytime someone says something mean on the internet to, like, get them and, like, Uno reverse card them. Like, harassment has to be consistent, targeted attacks at an individual, right? It has to be, you know, an ongoing thing. Speaking out against Hogwarts Legacy isn't harassing anyone, it's just making your opinion heard. Now, if you go to someone's stream, if you raid into someone's stream, you call them a bunch of names, you say that they're a piece of shit for streaming the game, and you tweet about them streaming the game and how they're a piece of shit for streaming the game, and you do that, that's harassment. Saying that you don't like people streaming the game and that you think it's... Even if you say that you think streaming the game is transphobic, which I personally disagreed with, but you're allowed to have that opinion, even that isn't harassment. It's just you making an opinion known on the internet, right? You can't just fucking hit everyone with harassment as like a catch-all term. Anyway, a lot of people dislike her. And as a person who seems very outspoken about a lot of issues, she does get herself into a fair bit of controversy, which means eventually when you get yourself into enough controversy over time, you amass more and more people that disagree with you on various issues, and then you eventually build up a community of people that just excessively dislike you. So, drama, OMG drama, hey Lopi. Now we're at ground zero. You're caught up. I've tried to keep it as unbiased as possible and not like lean you one way or the other. But we're here. Now you can maybe understand why there was this level of backlash, right? Now, Khyo, moving on to the news VTuber side of it. The deleting stuff is stuff, there's stuff, nothing to hide, why delete it. There is that, and there's the blocking people and the sort of... I've heard and I've seen that she does have a tendency of sort of calling people who disagree with her maybe transphobic, which is an unfortunate thing that happens. To be fair, there is a lot of there's so much fucking transphobia in VTubing right now, it's actually ridiculous. Like, bruh, I didn't realize it was that, but like, I know this is very typical, like, not in the marginalized group behavior where I didn't realize, oh, I didn't know it was an issue because it's not happening to me, but like, bro, there is so much fucking transphobia in this goddamn community. It is actually insane. just, and it didn't help with the whole Twitter freaks thing now, and the whole, like that being a dog whistle, and people, like, with Marina as well, like, whether you agree or disagree with her, there are people calling her, like, an it, and refusing to, like, mispronouncing her, and, like, so, when you see that, I'm gonna lie, when I first looked into this issue, and I'm trying my best to be unbiased, but when I looked into it and I saw people on the side against her, calling her an it, and mispronouncing her, and using the whole Twitter freaks thing, it doesn't make me want to side with you. It's, you know, it naturally puts me on the other side. It's just, it's fucking disgusting. Like, you can have a problem with her opinions, you can disagree with her, but there's never a reason to, like, misgender someone or call them a name like that. Like, if you disagree with their opinions, target their opinions. You don't have to be a fucking asshole. Fault is right, it completely ruins your argument. Like, if you have a problem with an opinion, target the opinion. Targeting the person behind it, it's just... Anyway. We're getting heated and we're like 10 minutes into this fucking stream. Dear God. Anyway. Moving on. Khyo then covered this situation, right? So, let me see if I can find Khyo's video. So this is Khyo's video. Khyo made a video about it. Now, I do believe he changed, if I go up to my, I think I might need to go to the Wayback Machine, because I believe he changed the title and thumbnail. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it in the Wayback Machine, because I don't actually have it on hand. Pins Raising Blood's pressure stream. I don't know, man. It's such a fucking... It's so easy to not be a complete cunt. Like, I just don't get it. Thumbnail's still the same, but might have changed the title. Yeah, yeah, let me see if I can find the... Let me see if I can find it really quick. If I go back, where are we? No, it doesn't seem like there's any... Okay, so I don't have source on that. I think he might have changed the title, if I remember correctly. There might be a screenshot of it on Twitter. Basically, I agree with your opinions, but I plan to target you regardless. Thank you, Tal. I mean, targeting me as a person is fine, I suppose. I guess I'm not technically human. You have to be respectful when disagreeing with someone, unnormalized and respectful of the people they disagree with. Bro, this is literally kindergarten level, like, logic, though. Two wrongs don't make a right, bruh. Just because someone's a cunt to you doesn't mean you get to be a cunt back without, you know, if they're, like, that obviously in the wrong, you shouldn't need to target them as a person. You should be able to dismantle them with their fucking arguments. I can't find the original title, but regardless, it's not super important. Basically, Khyo put this video up, right? Saying VTuber slanders and harasses VTubers, I think it says, and then partnership reveals VTubers past. And essentially this caused a little bit of a... what do you want to call it? Calling it drama feels diminutive, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like it's not fair. Like, to diminish it that way, if that makes sense. But controversy is maybe a little bit better. Fury, thank you for the super chat.
I'm just gonna say I do not like the Gaint head moon boy, because
wow.
He didn't see me, or he didn't, I didn't hear it, and that all I need to be is just fan.
Wow, I'm just getting attacked right now. I'm just getting absolutely slammed. This isn't fair. But, so Khyo made this video. Let me just play a bit for you. So, first, partnership reveals YouTubers fast. I think that was a different title to begin with, but I can't remember. And then he goes over basically kind of just where I've been. So the glitch one, and then he goes through a bunch of tweets.
There's a lot of people saying things like kind of weak as your energy drinks.
So he goes through and he reads a lot of the negative replies. He does this for I think about 3 minutes.
This just sealed the fact that it was released a couple months ago, and I will link it in the description if you want to go check it out.
And then, so they're talking about the slander against Taiga, and then Taiga himself quote tweeted it. And so he goes over this. Again, I'm not going to address the core controversy again. I've covered it. Instead, I want to talk about the news VTuber side of it. We're moving on. Controversy involves two sides with massive public disagreement between each other. I guess that's probably the most accurate representation of it. But so he goes through and he sort of talks about it for a while, and then he shows Discord and then he shows some of the original tweets, which again, these are sort of some of the tweets that people showed when they're talking about, you know, Marina harassing people. And while they are opinions, they're not harassment, right? Nothing. If you're trans island, not going to stream or promote the Wizard game, let us know. I think too many trans streamers, viewers are feeling unsupported and love to know who's with us. Curious how you think you're a victim here. Express interest in something that harms the trans community, and people express their concern or issues with it. Scopium to think there's nothing wrong with streaming it. Again, definitely an opinion, and you're definitely allowed to disagree with that opinion, but they're not harassment. But so he goes over, I think he spends like 3-4 minutes talking about it, and then he gets to Marina's side. So Marina's point in this, following this video from Khyo, right, was that Khyo misrepresented her by having the title and the thumbnail and the first 4 minutes seem kind of way against her side, if that makes sense, right? And I will admit, when I first watched the video and I first saw the title and thumbnail and I first, not knowing who Marina was, not having any information on the situation going into it, when you see tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet, and, you know, with, you know, all the likes and one after the other, it does tend to make you swing against the person, right? And so when you read them off one after the other and you don't like dismantle them, you don't disagree with them, you're just reading off all the negative tweets, and then 4 minutes later then you go on their side. I get where you could get the impression that it was essentially him being biased against her. However, let me see if I can find this tweet. Where are we? See if I can go back. I need to find the original source tweet. Because what essentially happened after this, right, is Marina made a tweet kind of talking about Khyo misrepresenting it and making people biased against her. Thumbnails were bad, the video stuff was egregious. No. So I understood the idea of putting negative tweet after negative tweet makes it seem bad, but if you watch the whole video, he's very unbiased. He spends 4 minutes, yes, reading negative tweets, but then he does go through her entire response for like the next, what is this, like, it's like 6-7 minutes he spends on her side, and then discussing the people's response to it. So I think claims that he's biased are kind of misguided. Like, he seems to have done a pretty fair side. Khyo, from what I've seen, does try, at least until there's a very, very clear winner, like unless it's like Nijisanji fucking up again, he does try to just present information without necessarily being super biased one way or the other. And while you can disagree with his clickbait, and I think he's definitely far better than he was. I used to disagree a lot with Khyo's clickbait. I think he's better now. I think for the most part, he clickbaits enough to get people to click in. I don't think he's necessarily too egregious anymore. Outside of maybe a few examples where I've seen it and went, that's maybe misleading. The video itself seemed pretty unbiased. It only seems negative if you didn't watch the whole thing, but unfortunately some people don't watch the whole thing. But yeah, Khyo's content, in my honest opinion, has gotten so much better just over the last year. And I think the sort of claim that he was biased, I think, is unfair. However, I can understand if you're watching a video talking about you and, you know, the title was like Partnership Reveals VTubers Past, and in the first 4 minutes are just negative tweets about you without showing your side. I can understand why you might get a bit ticked off, but I don't think it's fair to claim he's biased. Yeah. So, anyway, the point is that this then rocketed into Khyo and Marina kind of getting into a bit of... I wouldn't want to call it internet beef, but let me see if I can find Khyo's tweets. Because I thought Khyo was initially going to let it slide. Because his first tweet about it was that he's not going to get into Twitter arguments, but then he did get into Twitter arguments. Let me see if I can find this. Half of my time is just spent finding tweets on this goddamn platform. Let's see. Let me see. God, there's a lot of tweets. They got into so much arguments. You didn't say what I wanted to hear in the first minute of the video. Thumbs down. It's just... me see if I can find it. I wish I was as good as False. I wish I was good as you. You just hit a button and the tweet pops up. I need to get my shit ready beforehand, but I'm spending so much time reading the tweets that I forget to bookmark them all. But basically, Marina took issue with the video. I'm gonna show you these tweets in a second. But Marina took an issue with the I have to make a Google Doc of everything. Oh, are you gonna cover this, Tal? Please do. It'd be great to have a concise video on it, because I don't make long form content that much anymore. But yeah, bro, all the news VTubers are here. We're collecting. We should form a union. But yeah, so Marina had an issue with it and sort of made a tweet about it, and then Khyo essentially said, Khyo actually I don't think necessarily initially replied to her. I think he replied to Ducky. So if you don't know Ducky, right? Kind of did, but I didn't. Oh, did you make it? Did I miss it? Fuck. Wait, hang on. No, your last video is still Shy Lily. Was it a short? Was it a live stream? Anyway, but yeah, so Ducky made this thread, right? In quotes to Khyo's video. This video is irresponsible from Khyo, but I'm not going to critique for the content, but rather the presentation. How I think videos from other creators like this are inherently harmful for VTubing. Let's get something straight. Drama content is here to stay. It's fair game, but I don't personally do it. Debatable. I live in a place with strict defamation laws. This skews my opinion. I believe if you make news-like content, even if it's drama, you have extra responsibilities. Live stream, but back to topic. I'll have to check that out later. I must have missed it. Here's my major issues with this video. The presentation of the tweets without any questioning of the claims against Marina, either intentionally or not, showcases them as fact. This frames Marina as guilty and leads to even more disinformation and hatred. I don't think that's true. Debatable. Look, Ducky, when that Hogwarts Legacy thing was coming out, made an article that... I've spoken to Ducky. For full transparency, I've spoken to Ducky. Seems like he's a really nice guy. I'm going... Any disagreements we have here, I'm going to try and keep strict... I don't want to say fucking professional. I'm not a journalist, but... Like, I'm going to try and keep above the belt, right? Like, if I disagree with his claims, I'll disagree with his claims. I don't want to make this, like, personal. However, he has had quite a few opinionated pieces when he's written in journals, especially surrounding that Hogwarts Legacy thing, right? So, I think to say that what Khyo does is drama content, but what you do isn't drama content is... He does mean well. That's the thing. Ducky, I think, genuinely wants the community to be better. I think he's trying to hold it at a higher standard. I just think, unfortunately, it can sometimes come across as very holier than thou in a certain type, where it does sometimes feel like he's, you know, he is the judge, jury, and executioner of journalism because he's a journalist. And he is, to be fair. None of us know what the fuck we're doing. So, and I think calling it drama content kind of diminishes it, and when the only real difference is that one makes a video and one does sort of an article, I think it's unfair to lump them in as they're drama tubers. I'm not. It's one of probably the biggest buzzwords in the VTubing community at the moment. Is like, where is the gap between drama and journalism, right? And I don't think anyone lives entirely on one side of it. I think everyone who covers news at some point or another dips their toes into the drama territory, where they're like more talking about like gossip and stuff as opposed to actual journalism. But I would never claim that I don't do drama content. I try to be not dramatic. I try and stay away from that sort of drama tubing side of things. But fuck, I talk about news. Sometimes I talk about dumb shit that doesn't really matter and is he said, she said. Like, every person is going to draw the line. Some people consider what I do drama tubing. I don't consider what I do drama tubing, but different people have different interpretations of what drama is. So I don't think it's fair to just above, you know, everyone claim I never do drama tubing, right? He does give a good advice. He cares a lot. He's very well informed. He is very experienced, and I do like that he's in the community. I do want to make that very clear that this isn't like a personal call-out post or anything. However, he says this. Let me just read through the rest of the tweets and then we can discuss it, right? Here's my major issues with videos. It presents the tweets without in question his claims against Marina, either intentionally or not, just showcases them as fact. I don't agree with that. I don't think showing a tweet means I endorse this tweet. I don't think showing it off and saying this person said this is saying this is a fact. I think what Khyo was doing was just showing people's opinions. Now, is Khyo guilty occasionally of showing a tweet that doesn't have has 3 likes and is a very minor part of the community and like showing it and making it out to be like a very big opinion? Occasionally. I think he's gotten better at that as well in the past, over the past year, but it does happen. I don't think you can, to claim that showcasing any tweets as fact without questioning them means that you're endorsing them in any way is untrue, because he then does it with Marina as well, which means he's saying that both are true, which is taking both sides at the same time, which doesn't make any sense, right? You can. Now, personally, if I was doing Khyo's type of content, I probably wouldn't have done it the same way, right? I like to give my opinion. It's why I like doing streams as opposed to videos, right? Because I like being able to sit down and go, look, here's the tweet, here's my opinions of the tweet as we read it, not show a bunch of tweets and then, move on. So, personally, I wouldn't have done it that way, because I would have felt the need to call out or disagree or agree or whatever, but I don't think you can say he endorses or agrees or states them as fact by just showing them on the screen, right? In a show like this, where I live, a video like this would be grounds for defamation. It spreads libelous comments. Public interest defense isn't strong enough. Truth defense would need a big burden of proof. Even if Khyo didn't make the claims, he presented them to a wider audience. Again, a very... reason you haven't gotten into controversy for very general coverage, you do a damn good job. You do, Tyler. Your videos are incredible, and you you actually are capable of editing a longer video. I cannot. I try and keep things as level-headed. I think when things get personal, that's when shit gets ugly. I try and keep things as unbiased and, above the board as possible. I don't like shit slinging, which we'll get into. Defamation aside, I think there's a broader issue with VTuber news being entirely reactive. Khyo and other commentators don't reach out for comment before publish. They don't proactively interview for stories. This leads to news droughts, but also misunderstandings. Hey Ducky, we're talking about your tweets here. I have said some things. I don't agree entirely with what you say. I'm just going to make that clear, but you're here, we can discuss it. Khyo did mention that Ducky didn't reach out to him before making this thread, right? And I will say, if you're trying to keep a certain standard, it feels weird talking about someone when they're in chat. I'm trying to keep it as respectful as possible. I think when you're making a point about like reaching out and like trying to be respectful and whatnot, when you make a reactive, essentially saying news is reactive and then quote tweeting Khyo's video without reaching out to him feels reactive in and of itself. And again, I disagreed with you saying that him presenting the tweets on screen as fact makes him endorse them in any way. I don't think that's true as well. I think Khyo, well, I disagree somewhat in how he handled it. I wouldn't have handled it the same way. I think framing it as him endorsing in any way the hatred was a bit far. Yeah, all the news VTubers are here, man. I feel weird. I feel like I'm holding a fucking sermon. I've gathered you here today to discuss. I've brought up, Ducky, as well, that I think you are actively trying to better the community, and I do think that you're just very passionate about good news. It's thread versus natural public speech, and Khyo has never reached out to me when he's covered me. True, but I think if you're trying to hold the community to a higher standard, you have to be that higher standard. So, yes, if someone doesn't reach out to you, that is unfortunate. But if you're trying to hold a higher standard, you need to maintain that higher standard even if they don't do it back, right? I'm the leader of the VTuber news cabal, it's true. And I think, I mean, I kind of agreed to a certain extent as well with you initially with Khyo's framing of the video in the beginning stages where it did feel like maybe the video was against Marina, but I think if you watch the full video, it is very unbiased. And I think he did a decent job of covering it. You're allowed to have an opinion. Yeah, you are. And it's fine. I'm not trying to like call you out. But it's just, how do I phrase this? I've always been of the opinion, right, that if you have an issue with someone's content, or if you disagree with something they've done, reaching out privately is better than doing it publicly. And I know saying that while I'm covering a Twitter thread publicly is weird, but you make a good point. Twitter could be even more volatile platform. That's true as well. I do think people hide behind Twitter a lot, and it is unfortunate. People say, oh, but it's only a tweet. It was just a quick tweet. Bro, some people get insane coverage on tweets. Tweets can be as volatile, as harmful, as slanderous as a full video. Just because someone puts something in video format doesn't necessarily make it less harmful, right? So the moment you post a tweet, that is content. You're putting out content, whether it's a shitty tweet about you charging your phone at night or something, or whether it's a hit piece against someone or whatever. It is still content. It is a public forum and you are making your opinion heard. So if you're trying to hold people to higher standards in the news community, it does do well to, I guess, remember that and just if you can reach out privately, it's better. Disagree with that, but fine. I believe if the video was good, I wouldn't have tweeted, but I also knew the story was going to be mistreated. The story is interesting. We talked about the story before. We covered that before we started this whole news stuff. I've kind of leapfrogged off it. And let me just finish these tweets. Let me read through the rest of them, right? Commenter saying, I'm not saying anything that lacks the proper defense. The way you present comments and the things you choose to include, admit, speak the same volume as anything that actually comes out of your mouth. Many don't wield this power responsibly. This content needs to be improved by being more critical of random tweets and actually giving VTubers mentioned in each vids the chance of reply. It's probably not good for clicks, but it'll save you from people filing DMCA takeouts and harassment defamation. I do agree with that. I do agree with a lot of the VTuber community at the moment is focusing on one or two tweets that happened in response to the situation and blowing them out of proportion. So I do agree with the whole focusing on tweets and whatnot. I built my content around the fact that I reach out to VTubers and others before publishing. Look at my small VTuber wars coverage versus literally anyone else's. Yes, I kept tabs and all that, like I do all things VTuber related. Say these things because I'm passionate about news and media. I love the craft and want my VTuber news out there, but I want it to be responsibly and ethically reported. Story falls short of that by a mile. I believe creators like Khyo can improve. In fact, I've been a pretty big proponent of saying he has improved over time. I also said that. I think this video falls short and helps perpetuate unverified slander against an outstanding creator. Here's the thing though. I think... Let me just group my thoughts together. I think it's fair to claim that Khyo maybe focuses too much on tweets and that maybe he shows them too much without being critical of them. However, I don't think you can claim that showing tweets without any input and then showing more tweets and being... He was even. He spent more time on Marina's side than he did on the negative comment side, right? I don't think you can claim it's biased. Yes, I would agree that if you're going to showcase tweets claiming things about a VTuber, it would do well to look into what they're claiming and actually show if there's any proof or not. However, I think Khyo does a similar thing as my shorts, which is generally bringing awareness of a situation to the audience so that they can then look into it and pursue it if it interests them, right? So I don't have enough time in my shorts to fucking include all of the context like around an issue, right? I actually claim the opposite. Everyone does hold bias. Everyone has bias. I think there's a difference between saying a content creator has bias. I mean, Ducky's biased in this, right? You see at the end here, video falls short and helps perpetuate unverified slander against an outstanding creator. So Ducky is obviously on sides is such an immature way of phrasing it, but Ducky obviously supports Marina, right? Short is a 13-minute video, true. Everybody has bias, and those bias will naturally sort of taint your content a little bit, which is why I think what Khyo did was the most unbiased way to do it. He just showed the tweets that were happening. There's a don't call it the drama tuber convention. Never said I don't have bias. I know, I didn't say you did. I'm just... This whole situation, to me, is brought about because the core drama, right? The core problem, the core issue is a claim, disregarding the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, which we talked about, but the main thing people are bringing up was the Tiger situation, which is, as of yet, divided situation, right? People will either think he's guilty and the worst person in the community, or they think he's innocent and he was slandered and harassed, right? And I think until that is resolved, it is very hard for people to come to terms, because there's people on Marina's side that think she is fighting the good fight and calling out someone who's a predator. And there's people that are on Tiger's side who think he's just been unfairly harassed and slandered for... What was that? Slandered for not... things he didn't do, or things that aren't as bad as people are making them out to be. It's like Khyo sandwiched Marina's tweet with a bunch of unverified facts and slandered them to viewers. I don't know, what do you think? Did he though? I feel like, from what I remember of the video, he went through, he just basically went through her tweets, but then he showed her tweets regarding Hogwarts Legacy, which I disagree. This doesn't count as harassment, but I said that already. This is her going after, I think, or responding to Fruit. But this whole thing is a big convoluted mess. And he does, I mean, he shows context on both sides, I think. He shows what people are talking about when they're talking about the harassment thing, but he also shows that her speaking out against, like, death threats and shit. So, look, ultimately, the problem with the VTubing community, right, is, yeah, Tiger, the femboy Tiger, that's kind of the core fucking spark of this whole drama. Holy shit. Death threats bad. Likes below. I think it's just that there's no entry requirement for being a news VTuber, right? So let me like, the news VTuber pipeline, right, is basically you start talking about VTubers because you like them, right? You enjoy their content, you like what they do, you want to talk about it, you make a video talking about it because you're like, hey, this is cool, right? And then you keep doing it, and you talk about more things as you learn more about the community, until a year later, you're making regular uploads about different things in the community. At no point does anybody like sit you down and go like, okay, here are the principles of journalism and how to follow them. A lot of the time, it is just people posting videos about situations and showing it for what it is. Sometimes they'll talk about cool shit and say, hey, I agree with this, I like this is cool. Sometimes it's about bad things and be like, hey, this is shit, I hate it. But there's no entry requirement, there's no class, there's no tutorial, there's no anything. So you get a lot of people that will, myself included, who just kind of try and give all the information to let people make their own opinion, because I don't think I'm qualified to influence people. My opinion is mine, I can give my opinion, but I don't think people should follow it. So I think that's what Khyo was trying to do here, is just give as much info as possible. Is there bias in it? Probably. I mean, everybody's biased, right? Do I think he was deliberately out to target Marina or slander against her? No. Do I think he could have done things better? Yes. I think keeping it to maybe a few tweets to show the general vibe of the situation, and then showing Marina's reply to it and trying to give context on more things would be great. I don't think he's a horrible person for it, which seems to be what people were kind of going after, right? And one thing I will say is that I do like that you didn't call him names, right? You didn't slander him, you targeted his content, which I do respect. And I do agree with a lot of things you said in here. The thing about showing tweets being essentially backing up the tweets, I don't think is true. But I appreciate that we're targeting content and not targeting the individual, which I think is important, and I think gets lost in translation a lot. When people have an issue with someone's content, a lot of the time they will go for the throat and target the person's character, which I think is unfair. So for the most part, while I disagree and agree with different things in this tweet, at the very least, I think it was respectful. But yes, Khyo did reply. And it's kind of weird as well. This is the weird thing about like VTuber, especially like VTuber drama in the community, is like, now that I know False, I know Khyo, I know Ducky, I know Talado, I've spoken to like all of them individually. So it feels weird talking about them when like they're not here, especially when they're like against each other like this. But let me see if I can get Khyo's tweets up. So this is one thing I will disagree with, right? People were going after Khyo for being a horrible person, but also had a targeted harassment campaign following me for a year. I just don't agree with going after people unless someone has done something that outright proves that they are bad internally. I agree. I've always been a proponent of targeting the content they create and the things they say and do, rather than insinuating that you somehow know that they're a terrible human being, right? Tried to keep it to this content, but a lot of people made it personal against it. And I will say, right, the one thing I disagree with, right, with Khyo is the ongoing reply tweets, right? Pen stream has been upgraded from VTuber hookup place and use consist Thunderdome. Alright, everybody, one person enters. I would have a chat in a podcast so you all a bit different approaches. That would be cool. It'd be cool to get us all if you can get us all in a room without us ripping each other's throats out. It'd be cool to have like a news VTuber like sit down session where we're like, right boys, what is going on? What are we doing? If you can get us all to like chill. I do disagree. Like, I think diminishing Twitter arguments out the gate is kind of silly. If someone brings like legitimate concerns about your content, to sort of dismiss it as, oh, but it's on Twitter, it doesn't matter, it's kind of silly. And the ongoing tweets from Khyo, I want to see news VTuber Battle Royale. Oh god, alright. You pick the location, I'll be there. Kind of basically replying with this is on Twitter, it's stupid, I'm not going to reply, but then continue to reply anyway. If you think me reading people's response to the situation is treating them as factual and good for you, I also agree with him. I don't think this is a fair point to make. I think showing a tweet is as unbiased as it gets. You're just putting it on the screen. Don't keep it repressional. 1v1 me, Rust, quick scopes only. And he goes on to say that he showed Marina's tweets as well, which means he'd be tweeting those as factual as well, which I also agree with. However, honestly, this response wasn't the worst. He does point out that he starts reading Marina's response about 4 minutes in, so it's not even like half the video, so he does give her fair due. And he does kind of cover that he's not a journalist and he just covers dumb Twitter shit. And he's kind of like me. We didn't go to class. We didn't study for this shit. However, and I said this earlier, Ducky, sometimes it does come across with your comments that you are sort of, like, I know that you are actually a journalist and so you are actually more qualified than any of us, but it can feel, I get where Khyo is coming from, that sometimes it might feel like you're speaking down to them. I mean, I could have worded the tweets better. It was a bit quick, I was a bit flustered, but it's sent by my comments. It comes from a place of wanting better news. I agree with that. And I said that when I first started covering you, this section, is that I do believe you're just genuinely passionate about the news. However, I do think that sometimes this sort of thing, it can come as a bit condescending, I guess would be the word. But this interaction alone, I think, was okay. It's a very complicated topic, and I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of in the middle of it. I'm not in the middle of this interaction, but I'm kind of in the community. So like anything I say is just another like take on it, but people are going to disagree with me. I think even if you're a news style VTuber, you should have higher standards. I think if you're presenting information as factual, if you don't do that, don't go to my Twitter homepage. Holy shit! I think if you're presenting information as factual and you're presenting yourself as a news source, you do have a higher standard of making sure that the things you post and the way you talk about them and the way you address them is actually true, and that you give everything its due diligence. It's like, I'm terrible at moving on in my streams. The moment people start talking, I'm like, I need to address every comment. Big hololive on some tweets, and it says what could be a good discussion up to instead be immediately adversarial. That, I think, yeah, Khyo, I get why Khyo took it badly. I understand that, because it does feel like kind of being spoken down to by your English teacher a little bit. But I do think a lot of the points you raised were good, and I do think there is a very important discussion to have, and I would love to have a discussion with a bunch of, like, it feels weird for me right now because I'm sitting in my little echo chamber by myself. Can't like communicate with people directly. So, but I'd love to sit down with a bunch of people in the news community and like talk this shit out so that we can kind of, I don't know, just get it off our chests. But this was not the worst tweet. What followed was rough though. Because essentially Khyo tweeted out that he doesn't like arguing with people on Twitter. But then what followed was essentially him, and it was essentially just a big Twitter argument, right? And okay, yeah, I can't see these. I can't see these tweets anymore. Who's this? I don't know who this is from. I think, oh yeah, because Akife came out. Nerd, echo chamber, cringe, get bullied. Yeah, Akife came out basically talking about how her tweets were featured in one of his videos and she asked him to cut it out and he didn't. And then he said he forgot, I think. Messages from YouTube because your tweet has been deleted. Why lie to me if you weren't just going to do it? I did remove it though. I got a lot of death threats over that post. I'm nothing against you personally, just throwing that out there. I just don't want my deleted tweet that caused so many death threats still out there. And then he did delete it, but then this was a whole other argument. This is an annoying thing about this drama. This is why I spent so much time fucking looking into everything. We have all spoken to each other once. I've spoken to pretty much most people in the news scene at this point. So yeah, we could definitely set it up, whether it be a civil conversation or whether only one of us exits that collab alive. But this, I think this was back when Khyo still had what is this fucking false ID? What is this fucking thumbnail, folks? Yeah, sorry, I just picked that up. What the fuck? Who made this? I can't tell if that's a legit false thumbnail. Why is he high? Where did this come from? He hates us. Oh my god, he's so based. He's so right for this king. So there's a whole little sub... Khyo got into a lot of arguments on the internet. It is. Is it actually... Oh, that's such... this edible... a real edible ain't shit moment. But then there was a whole argument with Akife, who I believe is a friend of Marina's, and they got it. Don't go to my Twitter homepage, please. I keep doing that. God damn it. And then, so Khyo got into just a lot of arguments. This was unnecessarily, I think, personal. Cover Ducky's failed attempt at a call-out post. Ducky's stuff would be fun to cover. On the other hand, I'd probably just have to deal with more dumb stuff in Twitter, which itself could be funny. I'm not a fan of the whole internet strategy of pretending like something is dumb and not important as like a way to be above an argument. Like, just because it happened on Twitter, like, there were points made, and I think if you're going to address them, you should address them, but like, sort of nodding at it and being like, I could address that, but that'd be dumb and cringe, and I wouldn't do that. It doesn't matter. I think either you choose to ignore it or you choose to address it. I don't like the half-assed, like, partially address it, but not really kind of vibe. You get that a lot with Twitter arguments, where people will get halfway into a Twitter argument and be like, arguing on Twitter is so cringe. And it's like, it's just an argument. Like, just because it's on Twitter doesn't mean it's not, like, an argument. Imagine if it was I hate women, Fox would be cancelled, deleted, banned. Oh. But, okay, a lot of these posts are deleted now. They weren't before, but XCOM, my favourite game. Will Vtism become the Vtuber elimination? Made my week a little shit. Yeah, and it does suck when shit like this gets personal. That's the one thing I hate about these kind of situations, is that they ultimately devolve into being just personal attacks against each other, and they get very heated, and people get very angry, and they start throwing insults, and it just never ends well. Which is why I think handling it privately is generally, like, it's sort of one of those things where, like, I'd love to live in a world where you could just tweet your opinion and people would respectfully reply to it. But the problem is when you make that opinion, especially on a specific creator, public like this, it always devolves into this shit. And it makes actually arguing the point so much harder because everybody's just trying to insult each other. Pablo Novedo spent too much time on dumb Twitter stuff and playing. So Khyo does this a lot, and he talks about dumb Twitter stuff, but then he posts about them blocking him and kind of keeps the argument going. And I'm not entirely a fan of that. Like, I think you have the right to defend yourself. If somebody is speaking shit about you or disagreeing with you or whatever on Twitter, you have the right to reply and defend yourself. And I understand why, if a bunch of people are saying that your video is bad or whatnot, you would feel the need to speak out and be like, hey, no, this isn't what I meant. I don't agree with the whole not really dealing with it, but passively aggressive sort of making tweets like this and then getting into, like, just make one tweet addressing it, saying your side, and then leave it. I don't think getting into Twitter arguments like this is very good. I don't think it's a very good strat. And I think Khyo knows that, because he said it at the beginning that he wasn't going to get into Twitter arguments. But then he does it. And, like, it was just this ongoing saga of Khyo and another creator going back and forth and kind of insulting each other. Those who reach out to DMs would be great. I lost the take some. I don't condone anyone that is going out of their way to harass anyone involved in any of these situations that has been going on. It wasn't my intention to cause anyone to receive any types of threats. All I was attempting to do was defend myself and point out hypocrisy lies. This was a topic I debated for a few days to cover because I kind of knew that remaining unbiased and not taking sides of either party's groups, I'd receive some sort of backlash, but I covered it anyway. Not for views, not to stir up drama or shut some sort of a grade against one party, but because it was an important topic going on in the community. If I really wanted views, I could have covered the nijisanji or hololive topic yesterday instead, which I've probably done 2 times better. Yeah, it's a debatable point. So yeah, please don't harass anyone. Don't be an ass even if you think you deserve it for whatever reasons. For other VTuber creators that may have issues with my content or appearing in a video, mind just DM me, we could talk about it instead of idling like children on Twitter. I agree with this. You can be verified and trustworthy news source, but also be based with Chad shitposter. Feels like a tough time to walk between the two. It's another case of, like, VTuber news channels not really going... We don't really have any standards, or we didn't go to class, we didn't go to school, we didn't get taught anything, so we're just fucking VTuber fans, really. At the end of the day, we're not really any different from your average fucking shitposter. The only difference is that we kind of have an audience and we can talk about things, but none of us really know what we're doing, with the exception of maybe False, who's like got a method down at this point. But even False has had his times where people have called him biased. Nobody's perfect. It's just the problem is that we are sort of attributing, you know, sort of high level news standards to people who are ultimately individuals that will respond on publicly on Twitter. Like, you couldn't call it like fucking BBC like this. Do the voice that's secret. Oh my, not the voice. What, my news voice or Falsey's news voice? Oh, I need to do False. I'm not doing Falsey. I couldn't pull it off. I can't do it. I don't know how False does it. Man has so much charisma. False's news voice right now. No, I'm okay, thank you. I'd have to get False to teach me how to do it. I'm not a journalism or news creator. So, call it the BBC because they try to be unbiased and human rights. That's not gonna. Okay, look, I don't know anything about real news channels. I only know about fucking Vtubers, alright? But then, this kind of expanded, right? This whole situation. So, I think Khyo, for his own sake, would have probably been better off making maybe one tweet and leaving it there. I think all the people, this whole Twitter discourse that happened could have been a really healthy look at how we do news content, and it wasn't, because it ultimately devolved into shit flinging and people talking shit about each other. And what could have been a pretty interesting, insightful look into the community instead turned into, nuh-uh, you're stinky, which isn't. It's not fun. But, oh yeah, this is fucking Talado's. This was a banger tweet, by the way, Talado. I don't know why I didn't like it. I saw this. This is... Yeah, well, again, Ducky, I think your response was the most mature in all of it. I do disagree with some of the things you said, but I rent you a tweet. Bro, nobody told me you could make money on Twitter. Like, this is bullshit. I can't believe this. I've been missing out on that bag with my controversial Twitter opinions. I'm so sad. Paid. I know. I could have been a paid shit poster. What is this? Yeah, Ducky. I think you're. At least the format of your response was mature. I don't agree with everything you said, but I do appreciate the sort of way you did it in one tweet where you addressed everything and you were kind of respectful. I don't disagree with the shit flinging that came afterwards from all the parties involved. And Khyo's sort of passive aggressive, like, you know, I'm not going to address it because it's dumb Twitter drama, but I'm also going to make 20 tweets about it, addressing it. Again, I can understand why he was angry, but I don't think this is the best way to handle it. So for glances of people doing good work at this show, hope you aren't referring to yourself. Like, he's coming back and he's making it personal again. Drama Bad has, oh fuck. Many posts about drama before for engagement, made an article, quote a couple within the hour of our situation, twisted Silver's words, and made plenty of posts directed to me, just not atting me directly aside from the last one. If you don't follow any of your own advice given to me, you're a hypocrite, get off your high horse and do everyone a favor and shut the fuck up. Again, look, I said this earlier, I do think, Ducky, you can come across a little bit patronizing sometimes when you say things. I'm not sure if it's the combination of the journalist title and the way you kind of speak is coming from a position of authority. However, Khyo is so fucking aggressive in his replies. And now everything is just evolved. And the problem is, I don't really have a side here. It's probably just the title, that's true. That could be it. I don't really have a side. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I hate the entire situation. Because I agree that Khyo's video could be better, but I don't think it was the worst video he's ever made. I don't think it was inherently a terrible video. I don't think it was necessarily all that biased, and I don't think Khyo deserved to get hate for it in any case. But I also don't disagree with the people saying that it could have been better. Bro, he don't got that dog in him. And then, oh yeah, there was just a tweet as well. Again, like, he went on this real passive-aggressive tweeting binge. And I feel like I'm saying the same thing, but that's because every time I scroll up, there's another tweet from him talking about it. There was this one from from Johnny as well, who apparently follows me, who's from the same, I think, agency as, or VT Rainbow as Marina. Can someone give me a TODR situation? Marina got partnered with energy drink. People were mad because of past controversies. Khyo made a video covering the situation, which showcased a lot of the negative tweets first. People, or Marina, kind of, and Ducky included, weren't happy about that because they thought it maybe presented Marina in a bad light. There was a lot of call-it posts on Twitter. Khyo responded, in my opinion, somewhat immaturely and passive-aggressively by not really addressing it, but kind of addressing it and replying to a lot of tweets. And then it kind of opened the storm gates for a bunch of tweets in the community about Twitter drama and about news and standards. A lot of which are in this sort of thread, in this sort of vein of, I respect for VTuber news creators and appreciate the hard work they do. Important to remember that being a journalist carries extra responsibilities. Saddened by the recent proliferation of tabloidism on the part of these creators. Here's the thing. I agree that VTuber news creators, if you're presenting yourself as a source of information, you do have somewhat of a burden of proof that you have to be somewhat responsible with how you get your information. However, the notion that just because we like cover news that we're somehow should be, I don't know, more responsible, or that we're, I think the thing that gets me is sort of implying that we're in any way more like dangerous, because ultimately, from what I've seen, danger in terms of what you say and what you do really only correlates to how big you are, right? How many people you can reach, how many like how many viewers you have, how many followers you have, how much of an audience you have. That is the only thing that really dictates how dangerous your comments are going to be. The more people you reach, the more potential harm you can do. So yes, I think that if you're claiming to be a news VTuber or whatever, like you do have a certain burden of proof. Like if you're spreading misinformation as a person who's claiming to be a news tuber, you're not living up to your title. But at the same time, if anyone else is spreading misinformation, even if you don't take up the title, like if you're spreading misinformation, you're spreading misinformation. And just because you're not quote unquote a news VTuber doesn't mean you're any less, you should be held to any less of a standard, right? And I think there's a certain weird level of, I don't know, bias against people that cover news, because an individual creator will make a tweet like completely blowing something out of the water, misrepresenting a situation, shit-talking someone, saying something that didn't happen, all this shit, right? And they're also spreading misinformation, and they might have like 150,000 followers. The damage that tweet would cause is way, way more than anything I would do. It's way more than any tweet I could ever make, right? Just because they're not a news tuber means that, doesn't mean that they don't have a burden of proof and they're not, you know, equally potentially harmful. I think everybody in the VTuber community needs to be better at, you know, being reasonable and having sources and not just throwing bullshit around. I did not grow. Did I grow? Have I grown? Am I bigger? I don't know. Don't like using the word journalist in this area. I think applying it to any news style content is good. You don't need to be perfect, but it's good standard to work towards. Yeah. Everyone got to be an adult. That is the thing. It's not just a unique thing to news VTubers. It is a thing that everybody in the community needs to learn. And it's a thing that I see a lot, which is people are going to believe you more than others. Are they though? Like think about a community. Think about like Iron Mouse's community. Think about fucking the vshojo thing that happened with the Nux years ago, right? Even if you're not a news VTuber, if you have a committed audience, they're going to eat up whatever the fuck you say, right? If you have an audience that is committed to you and loves you and like follows you and is in your Discord and whatever, right? If you say something, they're gonna believe it. It doesn't matter if you claim to be a news VTuber or not. They're gonna believe it, and they're probably gonna go out and harass people about it because there's always one, right? So yes, I did agree that if you're claiming to be a news VTuber, you do have more of a burden of proof, and you should be more rigorous in what standards you apply to yourself. But I think that needs to apply to everybody. I don't think just because you're not a news VTuber that you get off by being able to just say whatever the fuck you want, right? And then, so this thing came out, which was, how could you tell if a certain VTuber news source is more tabloidism than real journalism? 6 key things to watch out for to identify creators being disingenuous for clicks and views. So this thread legitimately had some good points in terms of things to look for in terms of clickbait versus real content. And there are some genuine bad actors in the VTuber news scene who really are just out there to fucking get those clicks, and they will slander and they will libel and they will make shit up and they will just have the worst thumbnails and the worst titles. However, a lot of it feels like you're trying to apply a professional standard to what is ultimately just people doing a hobby. for the most part, news VTubers aren't professionals. They're not trained. They're not. You should be as critical of a news VTuber's word as you should of anybody else's, all right? And while they do have a slight higher standard, perpetuating this sort of notion that they should be kind of considered real journalists and everybody should believe what they say and they need to do all these real journal. I don't know where they got these from. They didn't cite like a source. I don't know if they just came up with them or what. But I think my point overall in this situation, right, is this is my full-time job anymore. It's a hobby for me. My point in all this is that yes, news tubers should be at the very least held to somewhat of a standard, and they can't just get away with saying whatever the fuck they want. However, I think the community as a whole needs to just be better about being more careful what they believe and being more careful about what they say and whether they have legitimate sources for it. Because I think one of the big causes of drama in this community right now is people saying X did this, X did that, X is a phobe, X is a X whatever hater, you know, they did this, they did that, they said this, they said that, without any fucking proof, and people just eat it up and then they run with it, and then they're like, okay, yep, like the tweet, retweet it, and continue that propaganda. Probably, I don't think that's the right word, but you know what I mean, right? Like, it is 100% a news tuber problem in terms of we should be good and we should be better and we should hold ourselves to a high standard and try and get things right. I know I'm saying that in the 1 week where I made a mistake in my short, but this feels bad, man. But the community also has somewhat of a burden of proof, and they tend to just eat shit up and they tend to just take whatever bullshit claim comes their way and run with it. The community as well could do better media literacy as well, but there's a whole load of circumstances blocking that, not to mention journalists being a dirty word. I get it is hard to address an entire community. It's hard to sort of make an entire community be better because they're, you know, the faceless audience, but I don't think that means we shouldn't try, right? And I think ultimately the reason that you get so many news sources that are tabloid, I'm going to talk about ethics. No, I'm wrapping up. I'm tired of this conversation. It's hard. I feel like I've just sat on the fence, which I have, because I don't like this, and I don't like this entire situation. I don't fully agree with anyone, and I just wish this could have went over a bit more maturely, because I think it is genuinely a good opportunity for us all to discuss how we think about news in the community, right? But this is a good thread, by the way. I will say that. Like, there is some good things in here. There are some things about, like, not like some of the standards are, I think, a bit high. The expectations are a bit weird, and there's things about, like, not being biased, which everybody is biased. And if anything, Khyo's video was the least biased way you could do that, because he didn't give his own opinion, and people already hated that because it was biased in one way or another, right? Like, you can't be 100% non-biased, and this implication that, like, what a real journalist is, it kind of feels like the no true Scotsman fallacy. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, where basically, like, you know, you say that a real journalist is this, and so if you don't do this, you're not a real journalist and whatnot. Whereas in reality, if you look at journalism in media right now, if you look at the things that get clicks, if you look at most of the articles being put out by major news publications, most of it follows this shit, right? And yes, that is by definition tabloid, but, like, I'm not a real Scot, that is true. I think if you're expecting people to be held to these kind of standards, I don't know that it's going to go well, because again, everybody's just a hobbyist. We're all just doing this shit for fun. It's like a pastime. It's not. I try and be as unbiased as possible. I try and get my information in order, although I'm pretty bad about it for tweets like this, because they just go and go and go, and by the time I cover it, I fucking click on another tweet and it's, oh, there's another 15 tweet thread. Lucky me. You ever gone shopping and seen a celebrity magazine? It's all about drama speculation because people pick this up. Exactly. And this is ultimately, I think, what the problem is that tabloid practices get rewarded. It's the fact. You know, weeks where there's drama do perform better. And, you know, clickbait thumbnails perform better. And high emotion stories get more interactions and they get more likes, so it's rewarded. It's rewarded in real life, and it's also rewarded in the VTuber community. And so, you know, sort of expecting people to abide by this when the real world doesn't is pretty unrealistic. Not because individuals, not because, like, individuals aren't bad. Like, I try not to be bad. I think False also tries to avoid being very tabloid-esque and False is probably the best one of us for like citing his sources and being on the ball. Like if you've ever been to False's streams, you should. They're way better than mine. I ramble and I don't have all my sources and I just click through tweets and I'm terrible. I'm fucking awful at this, right? False is way more professional than I am, right? But even if someone doesn't do that, someone else will come up and pick up that opportunity, right? Even if all of us even if all of us in the news community right now decided I'm never going to clickbait again. I think I don't clickbait. I mean, sometimes my stream titles can be a little bit like clickbaity, but that's just because it's hard to write a title that isn't clickbaity when I can't cover the whole situation. But I try and be good, and I think False tries is best as well. And I think Khyo has improved a lot, but even if every one of us in the community right now suddenly became fucking bastions of journalism, right? Could not get any better. Like, just absolute giga chads, never clickbait, never mislead. Some other people would fucking pick it up and do it instead. You'd get another YouTuber that would come around and go, hey, I can clickbait the shit out of this, and then they'd get 100,000 views, and then they'd be popular, and then they'd be a new one. Like, you're always going to have someone that is willing to do it. That's why tabloids exist. That's why, you know, clickbaity drama tubers exist. It's because there's an audience for them. And as long as there's an audience for something, there's always going to be someone that does it. So, like, I agree in principle with, I think, what this is. However, I think it's just not a very realistic expectation. But it is a cool read. It's a bit arbitrary. Again, it's just someone's opinion. And again, I don't approve of people that like post shit like this and they're like, this is fact. This is how you tell the difference. But like, there's no like source citing or any sort of reference or any, you know, credibility or anything to like back it up other than them saying, trust me, bro. I don't disagree with the tweet. And again, I've never spoken to Johnny, so I don't know him, but it is like, yeah, Ducky, I do like your work. I think your positive stories are good though, because you get to interview people. You interview people that are actually involved in the positive stories, so you can shed a bit more light. I'm terrible at reaching out to people. I'm bad at social communication. But yeah, this whole situation was fucking cringe, man. And it's annoying because it could have been better. Like it could have been a fun time. It could have been a good discussion about the nuances of VTuber journalism, but instead, I kind of get where everybody was coming from in this situation, though. That's the thing. I don't think there's one, to me at least, I don't think there's one villain, right? I don't think there's one person that is 100% in the wrong here. I think there's a bunch of people that maybe acted immaturely and they all ended up feeding off each other. Oh, solution is to delete Twitter. Just click X. Can you imagine if clicking X just deleted the site? Yeah, I do believe, like, again, Khyo made mistakes. Khyo was a bit immature in his response, but I don't think he was solely to blame for this. I think there was a bunch of immature takes in the situation, right? It takes two to tango, right? And I think Marina, as much as I've said this before, I completely disapprove of all the fucking hate she got at the beginning, all the slurs and the transphobia. I spoke about this earlier, like, ugh, it was disgusting. I still hate how much like transphobia there is in the VTuber community. It is quite frankly disgusting, and I can't stand it. But even she kind of repeatedly said, you know, I'm leaving this alone. I'm not going to come back to it. I'm not going to engage in this sort of drama and whatnot. But then kept going back to it and like kept making tweets about it. And even earlier this week, I saw she made another tweet about like Taiga and whatnot. And again, if you genuinely believe he's a problem, I get it, but you can't say that you're going to leave drama behind and not engage with it and not interact with. I don't think you can use the argument of got dragged into it, because you could use that same argument with Khyo then, with your response, because you responded to Khyo, so then he had to respond back. I still think Khyo was somewhat immature with his reply, and I still think to a certain extent Marina, maybe for her, you know, it would have been best for her to maybe just chill and like sit back. But I get again that it's hard to sit back when somebody is slandering you. So again, it's a very complicated situation. I understand needing to defend yourself, but I also think that in a lot of situations you're better off just fucking leaving it alone, because you're not going to get anywhere, because there's so many angry people on the internet. being content creator is hard. Again, it is hard. And it feels so bad being... I kind of wish I could just take a fucking side. Like, I kind of wish I could just be like, yes, I 100% agree with Khyo or Marina or Ducky, and I could just sit on that side and be like, yeah. But I don't. I disapprove of, like, a little bit of everything here. I also spoke to Marina privately, and I know that she gets a lot of shit that she probably doesn't deserve. Well, she definitely doesn't deserve some of the shit I've seen her get. It's truly horrific. It's an unfortunate situation. I feel like no matter how I addressed it, I was gonna piss some people off, right? Like some people... I feel like I've taken the middle ground and I've probably gotten everybody's shit list. Like, I don't think Marina probably won't be happy with my coverage. Khyo's probably not going to be happy. Like, I'm in the middle, but I've said what I believe to be true. And I do wish that we could all just sort of have respectful discussions with each other, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I was worried it's been quite respectful in Jessica. Did we better covering this meet? Nah, I'm terrible at this, bro. I'm fucking trash. I don't have my shit together. I don't even have... I thought I bookmarked enough things, but I obviously didn't. Everyone's gonna come at you. I have not. My general principle has always been, if I'm respectful to people, I kind of trust that they'll be respectful to me, and that we can have a respectful discussion about it. Like, if people think I'm wrong, if one of the people I discussed thinks I'm 100% off the ball here, like, I'm welcome to discussing that. I just hope that, like, by being kind of upfront and honest and chill about it, that I'm not going to get fucking hate, if that makes sense. Which I think is an unfortunate thing that happens a lot, is that it's not necessarily people are wrong, it's that people get angry at each other, which never fucking ends well. But can we move on? Can we finish? I've got a fucking headache. I thought I had this story together when I first started, and I was talking about the whole, like, Taiga and the Hogwarts Legacy. I was like, yeah, I have all my sources, I have all my shit together, I've read it, I went through all the Google Docs, I'm ready. And then it just kept going and going and going, and I'm like, fuck. I have to go in a shit. Yeah, I'll see you later, Ducky. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for giving your input. And I'm glad it could be a respectful discussion. Respectful? Respectful. We've tried to cancel you over numerous tier lists. Okay, look, my tier lists are 100% accurate. I will not take. This is the slander I will not take. This is not, look, folks, I'm gonna have to show you how it's done one day. We're gonna have to do a tier, we'll do a drama tier list. We'll sit down and be like, yeah, here's the worst drama this week. Anyway, we'll move on. Fuck it, whatever. Oh, people, I'm gonna wake up to a Twitter thread 15 paragraphs long detailing why I'm the worst human being to ever walk the planet. Shall we move on? I'm tired of this topic. I tried to cover it as an unbiasedly as possible. Feel free to look into it yourself, come up with your own opinions, whatever. Let's move on. Can we talk about something fun? I want to talk about something fun. I'm fucking sad. Made a podcast called Vitas and you've earned channel deletion. Like, that's not my fault. Okay, there's the Laplus stuff and the Vox stuff, but I want to talk about, like, a fun thing. Okay. Do I have a fun thing? Shit. Oh, it's all bad. Oh, fuck. I hate it here, bro. I hate it. Let me... Do you know, there's so much shit this week, bro. I hate it here. Let me talk about, just let me go through the cool shit. The occasional shit. Cool stuff. I usually only spend 1 hour and then it was just... Bro, I only planned to spend like half an hour on that fucking topic. We spent like an hour and a half. What the fuck? I need to take off my jacket. It's fucking hot in here. Fucking hell. Oh, Lopi... I said I wanted to talk about good things. In what world is Lopi's return a good thing? Excuse me? Who let her back in here? But yes, I guess so. Fucking why not? Lopi is back. Here she is. Oh, that fucking face. Look at her. That's no news, guys. We have the new news. It's Lopi time. I was there. Lopi, I love watching your chat, man. Your chat is so, like, fucking adoring of you. It's so weird. That's probably a mean thing to say. Because I was like there, I hopped into Lopi's stream. I actually spoke to people in pre-chat. Because I'm cool and based. Also, I did like this fucking thing. Oh, this is Lopi's brain.
Talking about sad things.
This is Lopi. Say hi to Lopi. Everybody wave at Lopi. Do you know Lopi has a cover? Are you aware? Guys, are you aware? You should click on this video.
I might actually go to sleep before the end of the stream for once. The news drama is so boring.
It
but
is.
I'll stay for the Lopi news.
Wow, okay, I see how it is, Micro. Fuck you too. I think Lopi's dead. We killed her. Anyway. Lopi's back. I'm so sorry to inform you. Then we also had Zhang. Where is she? I can't play it, but this one that I misspoke on in the fucking short where I said it was a... Oh, she's speaking German. Oh god. Zentria had her cover. It wasn't an original song because I'm a dumbass that doesn't know what he's talking about. Which was cool. I can't play it because I will get bonked, but you know, you should go listen to it. It is very cool. Looks more like bottom speech. What does bottom speech look like? Is it just all lowercase? That is true. People that communicate only in lowercase are bottoms. That is scientifically accurate. And then let me close all these tabs so we don't go back to them and make me sad again. I need like a non-sad tab. What was the other one? Oh yeah, the... Here we go. Mika also had an original song. Or, sorry, she had... This is why it happened in the short. But Mika had an original song as well. Which was cool. Both are cool. You should read them. You should read them. You should read the songs. Tao, I just want you to know you're going to be the first super chat of today that I don't give the heart.
Drama. Can't we all agree news Vtubers are cringe?
I mean, yeah, we can, but fuck you. Look, I'm going to like it and then I'm going to unlike it. I'm going to take it away. I'm going to take it away. How's that feel?
Fuck you.
What about all the new models this week, Stare?
Yo, Sarah, thank you for the tip. Yeah, we could discuss new models if you tell me which ones you want to discuss. It's fine. Comments on that cover confused me. People seem to think Zen's actually singing. It is a TTS voice that is being edited with like one of the producers did it. I assume Zen wrote the lyrics. Who got a brush up? Someone got a brush up. I know Connie is now able to drop her hair. Someone else got a brush up with like more toggles. Oh my god, I'm blanking. I'm blanking. Guys, I'm blanking. Fuck. Was it an idol member? No, it was Erica. It was Erica. Fuck, how did I forget, man? No, Erica got a brush up on her model with like more toggles and expressions and stuff like that. I don't know how models work, but there was that. We do stand V Reverie in this chat. Hope you're doing a better job at news and pen. Look, I'm terrible at this job. Fucking hell. I suck at this. I don't know how I got into this position. Yep. Well, we knew V-Dairy was debuting, but they had that Twitter post, didn't they? I mean, I'm going to cover the debuts next week. When they actually... I think they're debuting next week. Yeah. Here we go. Where's the actual V... Did I follow V-Dairy? I probably should be. V-Dairy. V-Dairy. It's not popping up. Twitter, please. I followed them. Why is it not popping up? Oh, there it is. Oh, wait. You need to follow request. Wait, hang on. What? Huh. I sent a follow request. They don't have any followers. I don't know if that's going to go through. Let me... I swear to God they had a Twitter account. Where the fuck is it went? I was following it. The fuck? Help. Oh yeah, Ellie's new model is wild. What the fuck is happening? Oh, there we go. Yeah, anyway. This is Vtuber. Their VTuber group. They have Elia. Tweets protected, what? Oh, false has smelt blood. I think they're new. I imagine they're waiting until they actually debut to release the, what would you call it? Okay, I found it. Oh, do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I'm an idiot. This is their main account that I am following. I assume they've taken that account to make sure other people don't take it. So they're just reserving the account so that nobody steals their at, which is smart, honestly. I'm just too dumb to think of it. But yeah, so they announced their debuts. Here's the tweet I was thinking of. Fucking hell. September 24th. I think they're planning on doing like a relay, like one after the other. So I will be there, probably. It's tomorrow, I think. Oh no, they're revealing the debut dates. What? That's not the tweet I was looking for. What the fuck am I doing, bro? Yeah, it's next week, bro. I'm fucking struggling. I think the first news story is taking all of my brain power out, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't think straight. I can't get my shit together. I knew they were debuting next week. That's about it. But yeah. So Vtuber, if you don't know, new agency. It's kind of it's an agency, but I think they just kind of came together as a group of friends. They were already collabing with each other all the time, so they just kind of got together. But yeah, very cool. I'm excited. We've seen Ellie's new model already. She's posted some Twitter videos of it, which is cool. So we'll see more. I will be there, probably. Oh yeah, and Ellie did cover Zombies. I saw that as well. That was fucking cool. Zombies is such a good song. And Ellie's such a good singer. It's a match made in heaven. Since when could I see the memory usage per tab on my Google Chrome? Sarah, think of the membership. Man, finally I'm green. Congratulations. You get nothing. Ellie got a new model. I don't know if I can show Ellie's new model on stream. Did you guys see Ellie's new model? I don't know if I can actually show this on stream and not get in trouble. It's fine. Oh, flash. Oh, careful. Oh. Yeah, Ellie got a new model. It is fucking cool looking. It's like, I don't know how she got away with that on Twitch, but she did. It's fucking awesome looking. I don't know how long I can show it for before YouTube will kill me, so we'll just take my word for it. Or go watch their debut, which you should anyway. Reported. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. It's a misinput. I don't know how some VTubers get away with some of the models they have, man. It's wild out there. The stream has been cancelled for breaking tea. Yeah, imagine the stream just ends. I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to get tired of streaming. I'm just going to be like, oh, I'll show you guys this new model. And then the moment I show up, I'm just going to end stream. Are you demonetized yet? I always am. Bro, I've not had a single monetized stream for the past, like, 4 months. So yes, probably. Don't talk to Tao. He's cringe. Let me see. Did you guys know Konami have VTubers? Were you aware of that? Like... I figured I'd ask. Did you guys know that? You see this shit? They have they have 2 generations already. How did this happen? Like, My Dear Production, Konami Accelerator 2023 VTuber, it's like their 3rd generation. Yeah, I just found out about it and I'm like, what? They already had 2 gens? When did this happen and why did I not know about it? Like, hang on, let me see if I can find the channel. Where the fuck is this channel? Because there's a channel with, like, all of the people on it. I can't spell their names because I'm bad at spelling. Because it's Konami. Yeah, disconnect between Western VTubers and JP VTubers. That is true. I don't get a lot of JP news in my stream and in my feed anymore. It's mostly because of the language barrier. It's very hard, I think, to cover it. I need like an assistant that speaks Japanese. Tao, if you spoke Japanese, it'd be a lot easier for me to do my job, man. Can you be better at life? Yeah. So this is the 3rd gen. They've apparently already have 2 other generations. They are not killing that pachinko VTubers. Ohio gozaimasu. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'll look into that. I don't know if I'll cover them because they're Japanese VTubers, so I can't speak the language. But I don't know how they got 2 gens out without me noticing. I feel like I'm a failure. Watashi wata. Okay, please stop. You're gonna make me cringe out of existence. Let me see. We're going to end on the Lola loading screen thing, and do you know why? It's because I'm just going to link to Falsy's video, because it's Falsy's content and not mine. Sometimes when I'm covering a topic, I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna link to Falsy's video. He does it better than I do. vshojo? What? Huh? John vshojo? All they do is play Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably. I mean, who is it in FaZe that always plays Yu-Gi-Oh? Yu-Gi-Oh's kind of based. John VTuber? Wait, what is... What is... Wait, what? What is this? Hang on. What is this? Why is there just a undead canine? Why is there a grave? What is going on? Hello? Missing. Wait, is this wait, what? Is there another? There can't be we just had one. Is it maybe another cover? What does it? Why is vshojo's teasers always so fucking cryptic? It does look cool. I don't know what the fuck it's for though. It's just a grave. Undead canine. So are we getting a dog VTuber? No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the UK's first ever live caning stunt production. Production. Although I'm sure they're doing great. Dog tuber. Are we getting a VTuber? Is it going to be one of the talent's actual dogs? They're just going to bring it on, put it in front of a face tracker. There have been several hints recently. Cerberus? Is it going to be an actual VTuber or is it going to be like a new pet? I don't know. This is all fairly mysterious, but Merryweather abandoned Ashlyn as dad and being resurrected as an undead dog. New Merryweather lore? Don't tease him with that, he'd go for it. Yeah, all of the others have had a letter, so I think it may be, I don't know if it's necessarily a new member, but especially so soon after the last one. Why am I blanking? Hello? Giga. Fucking hell. And guess because, yeah, sorry. Honestly, in my head, it's because it's Giga. I just knew about Giga beforehand. I was about to say Hanya, but no, that was a while ago. Jesus, Mantic. He forgot Giga. Don't tell Giga. Like, I remember Giga. I just forget she's in vshojo because I knew about her before vshojo, okay? Give me a break. This is the second time I've fucking... Oh my god, this is fucking the second time I've had to apologize to Giga. I don't think Giga even knows I exist. It's fine. Obviously, we're already having the Nina Copium. It's been approximately 3 minutes, and the Nina Copers are out in true fashion. I don't know. I guess it's literally just gonna be a wait and see. I don't know what the fuck it is. Why does shit always happen while I'm streaming? Can you give me like 2 minutes so I can include it in the short? Like, come on, man. So inconsiderate of them, honestly. Like, they really should be catering to my schedule. I'm gonna file a complaint. This is the true VTuber news standards we need to adhere to. Can you guys stop releasing shit on Sunday? Thank you. I mean, fruit related, I guess, makes sense, but it had all the members there, so I don't know if that's... Oh, wait. Fucking... Duh. It's fucking Halloween coming. It's spooky month next week. So it's obviously something spooky month related. So maybe a Halloween like event or Halloween outfits or. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Fucking just wait and see. Kimi stream. Oh my god. Let's see. What else do we have? We did that. We did that. Oh yeah, there was the I'm dying. I'm actually dying on the inside. Hachima. I almost said Hime. There's a Hachima announcement, which I don't know if you guys saw. Put it in a short, but so Hachima's been kind of on hiatus for like a while. Like it has been a while. How long has Hachima been on hiatus? It's been months at this point, like half a year almost, I think. I don't have the exact date. I think it's been like half a year. Right? March. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. I was literally right. It was half a year. I'm so smart, bro. I'm the best at this. I take back all my words about me being bad at news before. I'm amazing. I'm incredible, actually. Give me an award. But yeah, so Hachima came out. First of all, Hachima, please, no white backgrounds. No white backgrounds with important announcement ever. Thank you. I kind of died a little bit on the inside seeing this. So if you could just refrain from doing that in the near future, would be appreciated. Thank you very much. But it's basically just, she was kind of apologizing for being missing, thanking people for kind of the kind messages. She didn't, I don't think she really said that she'd return soon, but just to wait a little bit longer, so it's going to take her a little bit, but she'll be back, I assume. It's good to hear from her at least, so we know she's, you know, still alive, but I don't know when she's going to be back. She's going to take her time, but she is still there, so. It seems like maybe a mental health thing going on, so. So, video pop up, I was waiting at the doctor, nearly had a public heart attack. Hey, if you're going to have a heart attack, and waiting for the doctor is probably the best place to have it. But yeah, so she did it in Japanese and in English, which was very considerate of her. TLDR, I lived, bitch. True. More cool shit. We did that. Oh yeah, Kai's got her donathon going on. I think Kai's donathon is going on right now, actually. Or I might have finished.
Penumbra, fuck you.
And the award for the shortest news Vtuber goes to
Fuck you,
Moon
Khyo.
Boy.
I can't believe you made me like that super chat. How dare you? Thank you for your super chat. I'm not the shortest though. I'm canonically very big. So yeah, Kai's doing her donathon, which is going well. Have any of the other Gen 2s done a donathon? I can't fucking remember. Because I know Idol and Gen 1 had this whole thing where they all had their own little donathons, one after the other. Connie did one? Ah. And where is she? Guess it was a... Oh, yeah, back here, yeah. Kai hit 50k by the way. Yeah, I saw she was at like 49.9 just before I went live. So yeah, I think they're probably going to do the thing that Gen 1 did, where they go one after the other, which is pretty cool. Even sorry for being late. It's alright, I was late as well. The stream started late, so you're fine. So I imagine that the other ones will probably eventually do one, which is cool. But yeah, Kai hit 50k as well. Let's see, more cool shit. I think that's all, there's most of the cool shit this week. Woke up, vshojo posted something on YouTube Twitter, sounds interesting. Yeah, we just looked at that. I don't know what it means. It's probably just something for spooky month. So, I don't know if it's going to be new outfits or a new song like Zombies or, I don't know. It could be anything, but I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Did that. I'm not going to talk about that. It's boring. Did that. Did that. Did that. Okay, so we have 2 smaller issues, 1 bigger issue, and then 1 bigger issue that I'm just gonna redirect you to false for. Well, they're not, the 2 small ones aren't really issues. They're just, let me just, I'm gonna need to get like a prop to stick on my hoodie for Spoopy month. What would I dress up as? If any of you say a dwarf, I am going to ban you. So, if you're a fan of Niji, or if you're a fan of Vox, Cherry, you misspelled dwarf. Did I fucking... Were you saying dwarf before I even called you? You're so predictable. Also, you misspelled it. How do you misspell a 4-letter word? Wait, please don't insult Cherry too much. She is an anime girl. Oh, it is 5-letter. Fuck. Okay, now we both look like fucking idiots. Are you happy with yourself? Are you? Shut up, chat. Are you proud of yourself? Now we both look like fucking morons. Get foxed. Don't say get foxed. You don't win. You misspelled it. I'm muting the entirety of chat. This is cringe. I hate it here. What the fuck was I talking about? Shut up, folks. No one asked you. Look, we're talking about sexy demon man. Look, this is like that Markiplier thing where he jingles about. Look, chat, sexy demon man. Look at this way.
A
Look,
fairy
here you go.
might need heal to get the height right.
Fuck you, Tao. I'm not liking your super chat. You can get fucked. I like this power. I now have the authority to select which super chats I approve of. If I don't approve of your super chat, you don't get the like. It is weird. I don't know why they added. Why am I now able to like super chats? It's a very strange feature, but I don't know. They literally must have just implemented it. I've never seen it before.
Penumbra, fuck you.
Yo, Slider, thank you for
Loki
super
is
chat.
borrowing the brain cell right now.
You know, for that, you get a super chat like. Enjoy it. Don't spend it all in one place. So yeah, Vox said, so if you don't know, Vox does a lot of ASMR. He also does a lot of ASMR that is on, let's say, the spicier side of the content creation wheel. Yeah, I'm actually going to dress up as Lopi for Halloween. IRL face reveal coming soon when I post my Lopi cosplay. You should wait for that. It'll be great. So yeah, Fox does a lot of like saucy ASMR. And he got out with a community guideline strike, which if you don't know, if you get 3 of them, your channel just goes poof. I think they disappear after a while, but yeah, so he's not risking it. So he unlisted, I think, 17 videos that had more kind of... basically anything that went a bit further than just, you know, like teasing, right? That is probably his most popular ASMR, but he has... The thing is, with Vox has wanted to move away from that kind of content for a while, I think. Like, he's said for ages that... I think Fox is sort of interesting in that I think he likes ASMR and he likes certain aspects of it, but I think he also isn't 100% into the whole, you know, explicit type of ASMR necessarily, but it is his most popular and it's what his audience wanted, so he kind of kept doing it. Whereas now he's got like a real reason and he's been given a sign as to let go of it. Yeah, he called him NSFW, but I think it's anything that goes kind of beyond the line of just, you know, sus and into like actual explicit, you know, territory, if that makes sense. I feel like a 12-year-old. I'm trying to dance around the word. Sex, chat. It's a word. If it has it, it's gone. I'm sorry. I know most of you probably didn't go to sex ed as a kid. I apologize if that's breaking your little brains. I'm crying now. I'm crying in the Wendy's. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it to you like this. My poor eyes, my poor ears. I said eggs, don't worry. Why did I close that fucking tweet? That fucking community post? I was literally reading it. Cancel him. And why does YouTube keep telling me the page isn't available? Yeah, he removed it, and the thing is, I think it's an interesting thing of like YouTube is kind of strange, right? In terms of that, what it allows. Like, it doesn't allow explicit content, but ASMR isn't technically explicit, but it kind of edges that line. So this is probably a sign of things to come. I'm not sure if we'll see the ASMR community, like the VTuber ASMR scene, kind of move as a whole away from this kind of content. Probably not, but it might. But now that you know you can get a community guideline strike for it, I think a lot of people are going to be a little bit scared, especially if it acts retroactively, because you can, you know, if it can act retroactively, you can get hit with like a false or a Khyo situation, you know, like half a year ago, where they got hit with like 2 strikes at once. But yeah, so he's removed them. He won't be doing them in the future. I think he's kind of a... It's obviously not great that he has to remove content, but I think it's probably good for him, because I think he's wanted an excuse to move away for a while, so good for him. But thankfully I don't do ASMR. I was going to say I could if you wanted to, but I really couldn't. Ophi was in the drop by the Twitch stream the other day and told me about ASMR. She was well, she wasn't teaching me, but she was telling me all the inside details. I could do it. Chat. I could learn. I could get it. I could go on a training arc. I feel like Scottish ASMR would be like the 7th circle of hell. It's just a Scottish man making noises in your mouth. In your mouth? In your ear? Oh, I don't know why. Let's move on. Bro, my brain is dead. I'm in my pose, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. I've got my legs up and everything. My brain's dead. Rifu did that? Yeah, but Rifu's a hot anime girl, or she was. It's different. It would be funny. If we ever do one of those like donathon things that VTubers do, that'll be one of the goals, don't you worry. Actually, do you know what? It'll be an anti-goal. I'll have it be like, if I don't reach this amount, you are getting a Scottish ASMR stream. So fucking better get your shit together, chat. Any other cool shit? Oh yeah, there's the Laplus thing. What I need to do is I need to make it like a competition. That's how you really milk it for all that it's worth, right? You have a competition. People can pay money for or against the ASMR stream, and whichever side wins gets it. Why does he keep giving us chances to make him do embarrassing things? Because I'm a VTuber, that's what we do. This is making the vshojo thing sound like a new member. Really? Oh wait, is she live? I'm not gonna watch her live, but fuck. Why does news keep happening while I'm live? Please. I need to be able to see it as it happens. This is the worst. Alright, we're speedrunning chat. We're gonna speedrun this shit. I mean, if it's a new member, I'd be down. Maybe it's like... Maybe they got Giga as like, because she's already a VTuber and they got her in, but maybe it's a new, like a new debut, if that makes sense, like a new design member, which could be cool. But that just means the Nina Copium's going to come out again. Fucking hell, can we avoid that for once, please? False dropped a new video minutes ago. False! Cease! Stop making news while I'm already live. False, I thought you of all people would understand, False. I thought we were homies, bro. I thought we knew each other. I thought if anyone could understand my struggle, it would be you. I see now that our bond meant nothing to you. I see how it is. Don't worry about it. Why do he do me like that? Anyway. I just typed in false into my... I know. Laplus. So Laplus is moving to Twitch, which is interesting. Because, so, here's the clip. Oh, so Plus does this thing a lot where she streams without her model moving. It's just like a, don't you fucking skull crossbones that emote me. She streams like without her model, but she talks basically, I'll sum it up for you. Essentially, she said that she's been posting a lot of shorts recently and they've been doing really well, which they have. Like, short game is on point. But apparently someone at the company said that streaming on the same account that you post shorts in, it can kind of screw over your shorts, which I don't know if that's true or not. I have noticed, like, to be honest, I have noticed an overall drop in short viewership, like across the board recently, but I don't know if that was, just me or if that was like a you know, site-wide thing. But I'd have to see. Good. False, why you gotta be toxic, bro? You should be happy for me. Short's bad, but I mean, you ain't wrong. It's not like my streams are any better. What am I meant to do? Make good content? Fuck out of here. Yeah, you need to talk to, like, I don't know, Mr. Beast or someone to see if it's true, but from what I've seen Shorts views drop, and I've heard people talk that their views have dropped as well, so I don't know, but we really out here not supporting small creators. I know. Wow. Guys, next news title. False ID hates small news streamers, is trying to monopolize the industry. Bag it and tag it. That's the real discourse we need to be having. But yeah, so because of her decreased viewership, and apparently someone at YouTube, someone at the agency at Hololive who knows the algorithm better than her, said that streaming and shorts on the same channel drop in viewership. So she's deciding to move to Twitch for her streams, which is interesting because she's been doing Twitch streams before. It's not like a new thing. She's been on Twitch doing Valorant streams, but I think this is the first time we've seen, correct me if I'm wrong here, by the way, because I'm not entirely read up on Hololive JP. I believe this is the first time we've seen a Hololive VTuber move entirely to Twitch as a streamer. Like, exclusively. Which is interesting, because I wonder if it indicates like a move for the company, or if Laplus is going to be the only one on Twitch. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting with the monetization split as well, if fucking Hololive ends up ripping Twitch to shreds for worse rates and shit. There's always a drop in September? Fucking why? The fuck is wrong with September? Who cursed this month? Oh wait, don't answer that. There's a lot of bad answers you could give for that. Abort that question. Shut up. Oh wait, school starts? Oh shit, okay, never mind. It's less edgy than I thought it'd be. Wait, so... But then why wouldn't that affect the rest of the year? Oh, is it just because school starts and people have a lot of work, I guess? Yeah, that does make more sense. I don't know when school starts in America. It is most, I mean, to be fair though, I can see my analytics. Like, so I know, I don't think most of my viewers are in that range of age though. Like, I feel like, what is my most... Yeah, most of my viewers are 18 to 24. So, maybe uni? Yeah, college students. Yeah, because beginning of the year for uni is always a fucking nightmare. Anyway, well, at least Laplus has the color scheme to match. I'm very curious. Like, again, we haven't seen much from this. I don't know how this is going to go, but I am curious to see how it works. Because from what I know, Japanese streaming is typically done on YouTube. Like obviously Twitch is Twitch, there's going to be streamers from every nationality, but for VTubing, I know that Japanese VTubers very typically just stream on YouTube, so it'll be interesting to see if this is indicative of a change. I mean, Laplus is pretty big, she could indicate, she could start a movement. I hope not though, because fuck, I like YouTube. I like YouTube streaming. I think YouTube streaming is going to be the definitive streaming platform in the future once they fix all the little shit that's wrong with it. But I don't know if I want people moving to Twitch, because Twitch seems to be getting worse. At least YouTube seems to be getting better. Yeah, I saw that as well. Like, she said her viewership dropped, but honestly, in the last, like, they seem to be getting like, she has a few, I don't know where she's comparing it to. Like, there was a period, like, she's always kind of hovered in that 100k to 1 million range, and she seems to still be doing the same thing now, so I'm not seeing a decisive drop in viewers. I've seen it on my shorts, but I'm not seeing it here. But I guess we'll see, and it'll be interesting to see if her views on shorts actually increase when she stops streaming on there. If nothing else, she makes her a good test subject, you know? Which is probably a very callous way of talking about someone, but I think she means it was the views on her live streams. I mean, if she's doing it for views, moving platform, you're gonna lose a fuck ton of viewership. It's just how it works. Like, obviously it'll be less for her because she probably has like a very devoted fan base of like Twitter and whatnot, but typically, anytime you make someone click another button, you lose like half of them. It's just how people are. Like, the more buttons you make them click, the more of them you lose. Like, if you get like 100 people in an audience, right? And you're like, right, follow me here, and then you link them somewhere else, you're lucky if like a tenth of them go there. It's just, people don't like clicking buttons. Especially when one of those buttons is Twitch. So, I think she'll probably actually see a drop in live viewership. I assumed it was her shorts viewership she was going for, and maybe her video viewership. If she's going for live viewership, I think staying on YouTube is her best bet. I think moving is a bad shout for live viewership. Look, she's getting fucking 250,000 views like a stream. Holy shit. What the fuck? Bruh. How many views do you need? That is an insane amount of views. Holy shit. Yeah, low viewership by Japanese standards. That's almost your level of views. Man, I get like 2 views, maybe 3. Shout out to VOD Gang. I'm sorry I made you sit through that rambling news discourse for the first hour and a half. If any of VOD Gang are still here at 2 hours in when we've barely covered fucking anything, I want you to type, chat, give me something for them to type in the comments. You know how YouTubers do when they're farming interactions on YouTube and they're like, hey, if you made it this far, type XYZ in the comments. Give me a phrase. It's not gonna be bingus. Bingus. Why are you all just typing insults? Okay, I guess we're going for bingus. Fuck it. Bingus is the least offensive thing in all of the... Don't type Penumbra was cringe. Don't type I love Panusi. Don't like Penumbra was short. Type bingus if you're still watching the VOD. I'd rather bingus than all of the shit you guys are saying. Now, where are we? I think we have 2 more stories. Right. Yeah. Well, we have 1 more story and then 1... There was a commit a tweet update, but it didn't really answer anything, so I'm going to wait and see if they further that answer with more. But yeah. So there's 2 things. 1, I haven't really read through. Or I kind of know about it, but I've not really looked into it. It's kind of similar to last week with the Marina thing, where I hadn't fully looked into it. Where are we? So, this came out over the past week, and nobody fucking @ed me, so I didn't see it. By the way, if you guys see fucking drama, can you like @ me on Twitter or tell me about it so I can read into it like before, an hour before, you know, stream starts, so I actually have info? Thank you, appreciate it. Can you do my job for me? Fucking hell. Is that so much to ask? God. Hey Kit, how you going? Laplus is averaging 4k viewers a day on Twitch. Yeah, Laplus is going to be fine regardless. It's Laplus. She's going to have 1 billion people watching her regardless. It doesn't really matter that much. I've always thought that interesting, right? About how, like, when you get to a certain size, people never seem to stop, like, trying to, you know, game the platform, maximize viewers. Bruh, if I ever get to, like, I don't think this will ever happen because it's news content and I'm not that entertaining, but if I ever get to the point where I have, like, 1,000 viewers, I ain't gonna give a fuck. Bro, my entire concern of the algorithm is gonna go to shit. I don't fucking care. Bro, you have 1,000 viewers, who gives a shit? Do we get a shout out? I mean, I'll reply to it if you want. If that's fucking important to you, but... But yeah, I mean, if you @ me, then I can see it on Twitter and I can read it beforehand and then I'm prepared. Like, I only saw this, like, just before stream, but yeah. So this is about Trua. And the gist of what I got, right, is that she got a commission from... Or she commissioned Eniel for a model, right? And she didn't pay the entire amount up front. Penumbra, give me a shout out because I'm cute. You know, I would have if you didn't say it like that, Teal. Also, everybody, like... How do I give a shout out? You can't give a shout out on YouTube. So, I mean, there's an audio tweet here, but basic concept. And again, I'm going to read into this and maybe cover it next week. But I assume False probably covered it in his last video. Oh wait, no, it's not in the title. Wait, has False not covered this? False, how am I meant to have an opinion if you don't cover things? I actually don't know what Falsy's like time between recording the stream and posting the video is, so it is a bit too much. I'm going to cover the gist of it. I will read into it in my own time, but if you are interested and want to know, it is here. It is kind of wrapped up already, but I'll read into it. Don't end stream without me. Bro, we're literally about to wrap up. I'm fine. Fuck no. You didn't speak in this? Okay. To my knowledge, what happened was Trua commissioned a model from this artist. She didn't pay it up front. She went on a payment plan, which the artist, for the artist sort of clarified, that means that they go on a lower priority deliver, right? So people that pay all up front get put on highest priority. People that pay in payment plans are put on lower priority for getting the commission finished. And essentially what happened is there was a bit of miscommunication where the artist didn't reply. It was getting to like 5 months. It was essentially promised within a 6-month time frame. It got to 5 months and she still didn't have stuff, I guess, to the extent that she thought she needed it. And she started kind of going off on him. They apologized, and so again, this whole thread is here if you want to read through these tweets. I'm not going to try and cover it all because, fuck man, it's a lot, and we're already 2 hours deep, and I think most of us are tired. So, she did admit fault. I will say that, and there's apologies abound. But the worst thing, what has gotten people kind of up in arms, right, is she, after not getting the essentially shit on time that she wanted, she threatened to, she said she wanted to cancel, right, and get a refund. And the artist's TOS is that they don't do refunds, that once you commission, you're essentially bought in. So she then went to PayPal and tried to escalate it and get a refund through PayPal rather than through the artist, which is a shitty thing to do. If you sign up to a TOS that says no refunds and you try and get refunds, then, you know. And if the artist said that she'd be on low priority because she didn't pay it all up front, it seems like it was a miscommunication issue for the most part. However, the thing that got people fucking pissed was she then basically told the artist, okay, look, if you get my model and you give me like 16 expressions instead of the 4, and you give me like an entirely new outfit and commercial rights for free, I won't go public with this. The commercial rights actually happened afterwards, but she basically threatened to go public unless the artist did a bunch of free shit for her, which is extortion. There you go. It was essentially, I have a lot of followers. If you don't do what I say and give me a bunch of free shit in my model, I'm going to throw you under the bus. She then, even despite the artist agreed, by the way, the artist did the work, and I think they said it came out to about it was like a few $1,000s of work at least that they got for free, basically, because as a quote-unquote apology, but what was really like extortion. So there's this thread is probably the best way to look at it, right? This thread is big. I read through all of this, and then there's a video at the end of this that has all of the it's a YouTube video that has the entire DM history. They screen cap the entire thing, which is so fucking smart. So you can read through it all, but essentially, she asked for a refund. It hadn't passed the deadline by the time she asked for a refund, which is, I mean, it did seem like the artist went silent because they got sick. So it is understanding that it was maybe a bit of a breakdown in communication, like because they weren't getting continuous updates. She didn't pay in full. So rigging was not done when my TOS are totally different from the rigger. So essentially, from what I understand, is the deal that she bought was essentially rigging and modeling, but the modeler and the rigger are different people. So they go through, you pay through one kind of front end, but then it sort of, you have different TOSs for different people. So an agreement was reached where she asked me to do 16 extra expressions, an extra outfit, a nude model, and an illustration. All of this with a cost of $15.50, which she would not pay, obviously. I had to take this commission as if she also paid a rush because she threatened to publish me, which I think English might be their second language. I hope you understand my fear that a person with more than 50k threatens an artist with 3k. This is my job, so in total I gave her things for a cost of $3,050, including a rush for fee. I gave her the base model plus outfit plus 16 expressions plus naked model plus illustration in 3 months, which is wild. In addition to several changes, the 3 models took me 1 month to finish and 1 month the illustration. So, I don't know if it's 3 different... There was a whole thing about 3 models. I think it was one model, but like the base and then an outfit and then the naked one, which I think is, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I think there's 3 models to rig, technically, but they're based off the same art. I'm not entirely sure how, what's the nude model for? I don't fucking know. Bansley or something, I imagine. So basically this all went down, right? And how much time does the artist get done? So they had 6-month deadline, and then they agreed to this, and then within 3 months they had all that extra shit done. She then asked for commercial rights, which if you don't know, when you commission something, you're allowed to use it for yourself. So when I commissioned this model, right, I'm allowed to use this, I'm allowed to like post about it, I'm allowed to use it in my streams, but I couldn't like make merch with this. At least I don't think so. I can't remember. I have no intention of doing it, so I don't really care, but I don't think I got commercial rights with the model. I can't actually remember. I would read up on it obviously before I did anything, but just as an example, when you commission something, you can use it as like a background, as a stream thing. You can post it on Twitter. You can use it in your like banner. But if you plan on actually selling merchandise with it, you need to get commercial rights. And commercial rights are typically like 50% of the total commissioning cost because you're going to be using it to make money. So if you commission a piece of art for like $100, you typically have to pay 50% to get full commercial rights. At that point, you can do whatever you want. You can sell it. You can slap it on a t-shirt. You can do whatever. It's yours. Hence the extra cost. So basically this all went down. The artist did the thing. They gave them all the extra expressions, all the extra, you know, model designs and whatnot. Problem is, obviously, the rigger, which was paid for in the initial payment, was paid under the sort of assumption to be rigging one model, right? Like the deal was for one model and I think an outfit and 4 expressions. And now the rigger is being asked to rig 3 models, right? Paid for this model since the model is semi-finished. First model is paid, you communicate with the rigger whenever you want so they can start seeing the rigging of the model, right? 2 weeks later, she told me that Fez... Okay, this was just kind of funny. Basically, she tried to download it as a PDF and was like, it's not working, but because you need to download it as a PSD. It's not really relevant, but it's just kind of funny. I asked for you to make 1 model with 2 outfits and 2 hairstyles as toggles, plus the NSFW as a toggle. You made 3 models, and now the rigger is asking me to charge an additional 2 model rigging fee. I will be going public with this. This is a completely unacceptable and ridiculous behavior. Bearing in mind, right, that she has already fucking gotten an extra fucking 16 expressions and a model and an outfit out of this bullshit extortion that she didn't pay for, that she basically just took from this poor artist, right? You said I made 3 models when it's just 1 model, only with all the extras she added for it, which I remind you were 16 expressions, extra outfit, and naked model. It's okay that she had a problem with me. The rigger is a totally different thing. She only paid for only 1 model and 4 expressions when she wants the rigger to work for free for everything else. And then I want to publish a video I want you to read. So, again, it's not super clear. This person says that it was only 1 model, in which case you wouldn't need to rig 3 models because it's only 1, but they're saying that it's 3 models. I think what it is it's basically, it's 1 model with an outfit and then a naked version, but that would still need different rigging because outfits need rigging and whatnot. Most NSFW streamers will have NSFW models as alt models, so stream accidents don't happen, not as a toggle. Okay. She said that, but you said that made 3 models when it's just 1 model, only with all the extras she asked for. But like, I think one of those extras was a model. Either way, I think outfits also need to be rigged, and I think the naked model would also need to be rigged, obviously. So regardless of what's a model and what's an outfit, the point is that the rigger now has extra work that they didn't get paid for, right? Like, Tao does know his stuff a little bit. It doesn't actually matter. The core of the issue is the rigger got paid for 1 amount of work. Then she basically told this person that because of miscommunication or whatnot, that if they don't give her a bunch of extra shit, she's going to go public with it. So the artist agreed to do a bunch of extra work for free, and now that extra work needs also to be rigged, which means the rigger now needs to do extra work, and the rigger is their own person and was probably like, no, why the fuck would I do work for free? What is wrong with you? So now you have this situation where the rigger isn't rigging the free shit, and the artist is like, well, you have to speak to the rigger, they're a different person from me. And then she went, I tried to be nice, but now I'm actually pissed off. I asked you one model, 2 outfits, 2 hairstyles, a toggle plus NSFW as a toggle. You made 3 models, and then the rigger is asking me to charge an additional 2 model rigging free. I'll be going public with this. So, can I just point out how fucking, like, dog shit this is, right? Not only, like, the first part maybe I could get as a miscommunication between the artist and the person who is like, look, it's been months, I've not heard anything. Are you going to be able to reach this deadline date? I kind of want to cancel. Can I get a refund? Whatever. Like, that to me is whatever. It happens in commissioning, and maybe the artist I think did admit fault for the miscommunication because they were sick and a bunch of other stuff. Understand that, great, not her fault, whatever. Not the commissioner's fault, the artist's fault, right? But to then take that and use it to basically fucking extort someone with the threat of, if you don't give me a bunch of free shit, I am going to go public with this, and use it to get a bunch of new things for your outfits, right? And then to have the fucking audacity, after you've been given, like, all of this shit, to then basically go off on them because the rigger also isn't going to give you free shit. And then to go public with it anyway after they gave you all of this as an agreement to not go public is, first of all, the entire situation is fucked. Like, if someone agrees, like, this shouldn't have been a situation. You should never be extorting someone like this. You should never be threatening people with exposure. If you think someone depends, like, the artist's name is here, Enel. If you think someone deserves to be exposed, if you think what they've done is worthy of being exposed to the wider community, you should do it. If you don't, you shouldn't. You don't threaten it. You don't hold it over people's heads. That's fucking scumbag behavior. But then to do that, have them go through with it, which they never should have done, and then fucking get pissed at them and go public with it anyway after they didn't fucking telepathically control the rigger to do the work as well, is dumb, right? But then it gets worse, right? Because even after she agreed to not go public with it as part of this agreement, right? She apparently vague posted saying that, she posted about an artist ghosting her. She said if we message her, she would tell us in the DMs who it is. So I messaged her asking, and she gave me your name. Like many others, we did the same thing. We muted you or blocked you. She blackmailed you to do all those things, but she went public. She did it in the DMs. You can show this message if you want, just please black out my name and profile picture. She lies to, this is definitely saying she lies to people on Raise. I don't have validity for that. I don't have any screenshots, so I'm not going to go into it. So, here's the basic gist of what happens. Miscommunication means that there's maybe a breakdown in talks between the artist and the client. Understandable, the client is upset because they're not getting what they expected within a certain amount of time. The artist accepts responsibility for it, but then she goes ahead and extorts free work for them, right? Gets it within 3 months, doesn't get it from the rigger, goes public anyway, and then it turns out that, yeah, timeline wasn't even right. That's the thing, because the artist says within earlier up that they did they did a bunch of stuff within like a month, so there's no guarantee that they didn't reach the deadline. She was in no position to do this. Like, you can be angry that they're not communicating enough, but as long as they reach the deadline that they agreed on, it's fine. And honestly, most people I've worked with commission-wise, and most people I've seen who commission things are generally pretty, like, chill. Like, if you say that it will be done in 6 months and you're like, look, I've been sick, I've had some family issues, it might be another month or two, I'm really, really sorry. Most VTubers in this sphere, I think, would be like, look, don't worry about it, get it to me. As long as you get it to me and you show me updates and it's here within, you know, like a month, 2, I'm not going to split hairs, it's fine. Most people would be pretty chill. Like, I think most people would be understanding, at least. It is some fucking pretty inhumane behavior to basically just do this to someone for missing, they didn't even miss the fucking deadline yet. Anyway, so the entire DM history is here, and obviously when this got out, people were very not pleased. She has apologized and accepted responsibility for it, although there was a whole thing going back and forth where people were defending her and she was liking the tweets defending her, and she's now off Twitter. She's not off Twitter anymore because she's like, I've left Twitter because of how toxic it is, and it's like, maybe it's toxic because you are a piece of shit, but when you're Twitter, it might be helpful to zoom in and browse. It's quite small. Oh, sorry about that. There you go. So there was a whole thing like this, and then there was some fucking screenshots as well. This is the apology. Again, like I said, they did apologize. Rude people on the internet. There was one tweet I saw that was just so fucking, like, like, there was one thing that was just the worst. I might have to look at the video to find it. Was it up here? Where is it? This is the first time it kind of goes south. Yeah, and I think this is like the vague post, right? I'm pissed. I paid almost $2,000 for a model back in January. Model was finished after months of her ghosting me, but it was supposed to be only be 2 outfits, 2 hairstyle, and an NSFW toggle. So I think that's the post that started this whole thing. Just, ugh. Where is it? There's a... I can't find the tweet, the DM, but it was basically a DM that was like, I've tried to be empathetic because I care about you, but at this point it's too much, and I'm like, dang, that's some fucking narcissistic behavior. But yeah, this whole situation was fucking, ugh. Anyway, yeah, I just saw this before I went live, so this was all the context I had. I don't know, maybe it'll come out there's explanation. It seems to be all done with. Like, oh, my stomach just rumbled, holy shit. Like, it seems to have apologized, they've come to terms, and it seems to have resolved itself, and she's kind of accepted fault for it, and is now taking time off Twitter and apologizing, and if I bring up her Twitter, I think her most recent tweets are like, yeah, so her most recent tweets are like an audio thing saying I'm sorry, and can't fix everything, but all I can do is learn from a mistake. Apologize to anyone as well. Going forward, I'm stepping off Twitter because I feel this is the right place for me anymore. I want to apologize. So there's a lot of apologies. Nothing I can say or do to make this better, and I know that. I posted out of emotion, it went too far and got blown way out of proportion, and that's my fault. I don't know, man. I deleted my post because I'm done with it and don't want to spread any more hate or misinformation. Please refer to the video, the pinned post. Here's the thing. I'm generally willing to accept people as do mistakes. Yeah, don't, like, I mean, she's off Twitter. Don't send hate. Don't, I mean, I feel like one of those fucking, don't harass them. I like to think I don't have that big of a reach that I would harass, anyone here would harass anyone. But yeah, obviously don't fucking harass her. Don't be a dumb cunt. It's just, I don't know. I can generally forgive a lot of things, but this was a repeated pattern of it. This wasn't like an oopsie whoopsie, I said a bad word. This was like a pattern of behavior. It's not the kind of thing that you can just say, oops, I apologize, I'm different now. You know? Like, she can change. I'm not one of those people that's like, once you commit a cardinal sin, you are unforgivable, banished from this realm. But I don't know. There's a difference between making a mistake in the heat of a moment, saying a rude thing, doing a bad thing once, and being like, fuck, look, I didn't realize it was that bad, or I misthought, and having a repeated, consistent pattern of behavior like this. But I don't know. She might get better over time. Anyone can change. I don't know if she's genuinely apologetic or what. It's hard to tell. Only time will tell. We'll see. But at the very least, people will be more, she'll probably struggle to get a commission in the future. But actually, that's not true. Artists are fucking underpaid as shit. They all need work all the time. It's a very sad state of affairs. But anyway, I think that's the last story. As I said, I was going to cover it quickly, and then I didn't because I'm bad and I suck. I'm sorry. This stream was kind of weird. Why the fuck is Pippa trending? Do I really want to know? Is the question you should be asking. Clearly planned to say it and it's only apologizing for because it backfired. Look, I don't know that, and I'm not going to claim I know something that I don't, but all I'm saying is that this isn't just an oopsie whoopsie. That was a pattern of behavior, you know, so I'm less willing to be like, oh yeah, no, I get it. You're definitely better now. And I saw people, it's one of the things I hate about the very loving communities. I know this is a very weird take, right, with, like, with hating positivity. Yeah, no, I don't see the Pippa trending, so. It's one of the things I hate about positive communities. I know it's like a strange hatred to have, but some of them are so positive that it doesn't matter what their streamer does. They will always be like, don't worry, you apologize, it's all good now. Like, You've accepted your faults. You're better now. The people that are still angry are just haters. And it's like, no, you fucked up, like, majorly, in a big way. Like, you don't just get to go, oopsie whoopsie, that's my bad, and have... I don't get how you foster an audience that loyal. Like, what do you do to get people that fucking committed to you that you could literally, essentially extort someone and they're like, don't worry, sweetie, you're great. Because I think, I'd like to believe that if I ever fuck up in that capacity, you guys will turn on me like a pack of fucking wolves. That's what I expect. That's what I hope. That's what I'd hope from you people, that you'd have, you know, the self-respect to do that. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's weird when I see people with that positive a community that they can completely fuck someone over and their community is still, like, fans of them. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. You do that already, Pim. That is true. You already hate me. you already despise me. How much worse could it get? Anyway. I was going to say, by the way, before I ended, there was a story that was this week, but I'm not going to cover it myself because False made a video. It was like False's video. He interviewed the person behind it. He got all the information. He cited the sources. It's like a 12-minute video about how Lola Loading was kind of mistreated by Hayaki Studios. It goes into a bunch of things like how they were expecting her to pump out like an original song every week and do a bunch of streams, and it was just completely fucking unreasonable expectations. So rather than bore you even more, I'm just going to point you to False's video. Go watch this. It's pretty interesting, and False is a far better newscaster than I am, because I am terrible. But yeah. Pen hate, look, you can never hate me more than I hate myself. And on that polite note, let's find someone to raid. The beginning entry of this, I feel like the beginning of this stream sucked all of my energy out. I got caught between, like, there were so many people here that I knew, and I was talking about them, and I was talking about their tweets, and I was like, fuck, this is weird. I don't know what to do. I just, ugh. But Batilas went, never, you're never getting it. You guys suck. I don't know, man. I might make a tweet asking people to send in PNGs and see where that goes. Let me see who's live. But yeah. I'm just hoping that beginning section doesn't get me too much fucking hate, because I feel like it was a little bit spicy. We go harass Cherry. Is Cherry fucking live? Cherry is fucking live.
Also, I don't know if I said thank you, but thank you, Scott. I just got confused.
Can we go into Cherry's chat and spam dwarf? Could I ask you guys to do that? Go see. Actually, no. How did she spell it earlier? How did she spell it? How did she misspell it? What did she say? It wasn't dwarf. It was like Dorf. Yeah. Can we spam Dorf? Can we go into her chat and spam dwarf? That'd be great if you guys could do that for me. So if Cherry came in here earlier and she tried to call me a dwarf for what I should dress up for Halloween, and she misspelled it as Dorf. So let's just go say that to her. Let me find where she is. She's playing Dark Souls? Oh, she's playing Dark Souls 2. That's the hardest Dark Souls. Cherry. That's the most difficult one. Dorf Fortress. Dorf Raid. Alright, well, go say hi to Cherry. Follow her a Dorf. And I will see you guys, I don't know. Twitch, I should probably plug my Twitch more. Actually, no, I should plug my Twitch less. I should have the anti-Twitch plug. We played a community game the other day that was really fun, and you guys got to chop my head off. So if you're interested in watching me play fucking video games, there you go. If not, I'll see you... Maybe a Vitism stream next week if I'm feeling spicy. So there you go. In the meantime, enjoy yourself, stay safe, don't scam artists. Catch you later. Bye bye.